I don't care if you've been pop locking and dropping it like it's hot. This is Black and Black Times Infinity comes to you straight from the stack. Smoke me out, fan with that dank shit. I'm your host, your boy Blue, running up in this bitch again. On my far left, mixing up on the 1 and 2, choking out people on the 3 and 4. Cronus.
Justice for Jordan Childs, please.
Mm, hmm And on my far right, the oldest ninja in the world, the old ninja.
I guess the new word for the year is big back or phrase. I'm sorry, new phrase is big back.
Big
Apparently,
bag.
Big back. Okay.
yeah, all the
Oh, yeah.
kids are saying it. And it's everywhere
It's
now.
people with unfortunate genetics and where their fat stores go.
No, apparently, as I found out, a big back means you just eat a lot, not necessarily that you're a big person.
Oh man,
Um,
I got some slang words
It
that
seems
the
quite
Swedish
strange.
had told me about, and I'm like, how way?
hmm
All right.
Oh
Statistics.
yes,
Uh, Reese
Witherspoon.
Candary?
Oh,
Canardi. Sure. Reese Canardi. Thank you very much for listening. We appreciate it. First in the chat is, I think, no one yet. We were on CP time, which, if y'all didn't know, if you listen to this podcast and you have fair skin, that means fucking CP time is colored people time. So,
colored
don't
folks.
be
which might,
don't be saying that in public though.
we might
Like
be a little
punch.
late. Who's gonna punch you for saying CP time?
No, just if you say colored people time, you might get
Oh
punched.
yeah, you
I
you, you
mean,
might get punched.
Yeah,
I can say it.
yeah, of course.
Oh, you're talking about the wife. Yeah, if you're white,
Yeah,
yeah,
for
don't say that.
the fair skin or the pale skin or whatever you want to call
Yeah,
them,
you could just
those
tell.
people
You could just tell them that
might
you know
get
what it
punched.
means, and you do like the wink. I can't do the.
And don't say you
Oh,
people time.
yeah,
It's not YPT.
oh
You
yeah,
people
don't say
time.
you people time. You definitely get punched.
And that's when you like,
Oh,
if you're a woman, you like move your hair back behind your ear, and you show the Queen of Spades tattoo behind your ear. Just saying, she's down for the culture.
oh shit! Oh
And
no, you
at
didn't.
then it's BBC time.
You didn't. Uh,
Oh man,
BBC PT.
oh shit!
I went
That
there.
has a deeper meaning. I'm just gonna leave
That
it
does.
alone. I'm not gonna go.
I
I'm not
will.
gonna go deep.
I will not tell you, fair-skinned folks, what Queen of Spades means. You can look up on. You can Google it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Oh, just to be more specific, Queen of Spades tattoo, and you'll make sure that your search filter is like on
Or
adults.
jewelry.
Yeah, we're not talking about Batman villains. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
What's the name of those
Uh,
guys? The Royal
Like,
Flush Gang.
yeah, the Royal Flush Gang. I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was the Queen of Hearts, not the Queen of
yeah,
Spades.
those Queen of Hearts.
yeah,
Yeah,
The
I
the
think they
the
knew what they were
Ace of
doing.
Spades.
yeah,
Ace of
No, you
Spades, the
don't
girl
want
with the
that.
super with the powers.
they know what's up.
Oh well. I got a
All right.
couple RIPS.
Oh no, you have some RIPs.
That's a great intro. I'm just saying.
Just
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Would recommend.
Wow. Wow. Why does this have an ad? Sorry, I'm looking at our Twitch feed and there's ads in the chat. The
As the
fuck?
chat. What the?
Yeah, there's an ad for Apple TV. It says earn rewards by purchasing or gifting subs to us. What?
You want to
This
fucking
must.
stream on Discord?
Yeah, weird. Anyway, gonna pour out some Colt 45 this week. We're gonna start first with Rachel Lillis. She's most notably known as the voice of Misty and Jessie on the popular animated show Pokemon. She's also lent her voice to other anime shows and video games. She's provided sound cues and I guess gurgles and whatnot, just sound effects in general for
Gurgles?
other
Bruh, what
Pokemon.
the fuck? You went to Gurgles?
That's what it was described as. I'm literally copying another entertainment magazine. Anyway,
Bruh.
for other Pokemon such as Vulpix, Venonat, Goldeen, and Jigglypuff. She's also the voice of Jigglypuff in the 2019 film Detective Pikachu. And she's worked on 5 games, including the Super Smash Bros. Games.
I was going to say,
The whole franchise,
Jigglypuff
actually.
is my favorite character in Super Smash Brothers. He's OP. Or whatever it is. I don't know if it's a guy or girl. Whatever it
Listen,
is,
it's just they, them.
whatever they are. I fuck up people with Jigglypuff. Just saying.
I prefer Kirby.
Actually, no, I'm
another-
thinking of Kirby. Yeah, it's Kirby. I use
Oh,
I use
okay. Yeah,
Jigglypuff
'cause you,
every now and again.
yeah, you can be Jigglypuff, but I prefer Kirby because Kirby's still shifting people.
Yeah,
Yeah, Kirby can like quadruple jump and shit.
Kir-
Like it's hard to knock
Kirby
his ass out the ring.
And yeah,
Kirby curves people.
Yeah.
yeah,
And then he steals
Kirby
the power.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. She was also a screenwriter who wrote treatments for Boogie Pop Phantom and KO Beast. She's also provided voice work for video games such as Valkyrie Profile, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, and Lego Jurassic World. She was diagnosed with breast cancer this past May and passed away at the age of 46
Damn,
a
that's
couple days ago.
so goddamn. For y'all younger listeners, this actress is basically our age, except Pro Ninja,
Mm.
me and Blue's age, and yeah, it sucks getting older and like people are just like dying. And it's like I guess we're at that age. But actually, I've had people die earlier in life, but it's accelerating. People that are in our age group, it's
Yeah.
fucking sad.
Mm.
It's that when
Indeed.
it's people we know, like so not like personal friends, stuff like that, but like celebrities that we grew up with.
I mean,
It's
there's
like,
there's
oh damn.
there's people that I knew that were in the Marine Corps that are already passed away.
They're no longer with us.
Nope. And
Mm.
yeah, and other people. I know folks from high school. Yeah, remember there's a girl named well, she was a woman, but Natalie. Like I'm not gonna say her last name, Blue, but you probably knew her.
Yeah, I knew her. She was my 24-hour girlfriend's best friend.
Oh yeah, so yeah, she passed away in our like maybe late 20s, early 30s from breast cancer. So yeah,
Yeah.
Damn. Next up, we have Wally Amos.
Is it
He was a
cookie guy?
yeah, he was a television. So he was a television personality, entrepreneur, and author. He was the founder of the famous Amos chocolate chip cookie, the Cookie Kahuna, and Aunt Dila's, Aunt Dila's Cookies gourmet cookie brands. And he was a host of the adult reading program Learn to Read. When he got out of college, he worked in the mailroom at the William Morris Agency and eventually became the company's first black talent agent. He signed Simon and Garfunkel. He headed up the department's rock and roll division. He opened his first famous Amos cookie store in LA in 1975 with a $25,000 loan from Marvin Gaye and Helen Reddy. His cookies earned him an appearance as himself in the TV show Taxi. In 1979, he joined Literacy Volunteers of America in 1981, and then he hosted the show, or in 1981, he hosted a show titled Learn to Read. Like I mentioned earlier, he helped thousands of adults learn how to read, and he was a huge advocate for adult literacy. He was even given the Entrepreneurial Excellence Award by President Ronald Reagan at the White House in 1986. Uh, Unfortunately, he died today, I believe. I think it was today. Yes, today.
Yeah, it
He
was
died
today.
today due to complications of dementia at his home in Honolulu. He was 88. So,
It's crazy
damn.
that like famous Amos is a pretty well known cookie, and it wasn't until today that I learned that it was created by a black man.
yeah, I didn't know either.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no idea.
all of history just, and plus all the stuff he just mentioned that he did was like helping like thousands of people learn how to read and like talent
1,000
agents
people
and all
learn
that
how to
stuff.
read. He signed Simon and Garfunkel, like one of the most prolific, like I guess older, boomer, contemporary adult, I guess bands. I mean, they're still touring, as far as I know. Like still around. Like, and he was the one that signed them. So I didn't put this in because I didn't see it wasn't fact checked, but apparently he represented or signed on the Temptations, Sam Cooke, and Marvin Gaye. I don't see it verified, but that's what it's rumored to be. But apparently his signature was to invite clients to come in, and he would send them chocolate chip cookies with the invitation. That's crazy shit.
Do they have
Like
famous Amos in like malls, or am I thinking of the other cookie company?
You
maybe
think of somebody
maybe
else?
they did at one
Yeah,
point.
famous Amos cookies are usually prepackaged cookies.
Just
so
prepackaged.
usually.
Yeah, usually. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he was in them all. Like his stores ran started in LA and then ran nationwide. So makes sense. The one thing that kind of somewhat bothers me, I don't, it shouldn't bother me, but it kind of does. The picture he has, or the picture someone posted, is a picture of him in 2007 with a watermelon hat. It's like a
Oh yeah.
watermelon, like, uh, it's not a fedora, but it's like a kind of like a top hat, kind of. It's not a top hat though. It's very telling. But this man was a very successful man. I didn't know too much about him, but he lived a very famous life. Like a lot of celebrities, especially in the 80s and 70s, they really liked. He was like very famous.
Yeah, I see the hat
Got
you're talking
invented his
about.
cookies.
I see the hat you're talking
Uh,
about.
It's
Yeah,
yeah, you see the
it's
hat.
yeah.
it's kind
So
of crazy. So I went to the famous Amos website just to kind of like look and see, and you would think they'll have some kind of tribute to him, like front and center. I mean, it's he's on here. He's listed in the about us portion, but like that you think they would have something like honoring his memory since he's like the founder of the company.
I think it's a little too fresh. So
Well,
I
he
think
passed. It looks like he passed away yesterday.
he passed away yesterday. I'm thinking today was the 13th, but he passed away yesterday. I still think they're still probably reeling from and still trying to gather up, all of his assets and probably still notifying whatever family he has. He's got like is it like four children?
No,
Four
it says he only
kids?
has one.
No, he has four children. Michael
Does he have?
Amos, Gregory Amos, Sarah Amos, and musician Sean Amos. They're all his kids.
Huh. He's a veteran. He was in the Air Force, served 4 years,
Yes, he started in the Air
and
Force.
that's what
Because he
landed him in
quit school.
Hawaii. Yeah.
He quit school and joined the Air Force. And then after the Air Force, he went to college. Then started his way in the mailroom and worked up to a talent agent and signed some of the most prolific musicians or musicians that are to this day. So you want to talk about this? That's definitely the. I want to say this. Some people would say Cinderella story. Some people may say the what was the American dream,
The rag to the riches.
rags to
Rags to riches.
riches.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back when everything was cheaper.
yeah,
All
100%. When gas was like $1.75.
It's
People
not
are
even that.
people are always
Like
so
his
quick to
time probably
say,
like a nickel.
"Oh, people are getting paid so so little." But I'm like, all right, listen, all right. Back then, a house cost like $25,000. Yeah, you might have been making $3 an hour, but a house now in the same place in some of these same places costs like $1 million, and nobody makes you know most people don't make $250,000 a year. So like, just put that in perspective.
Yeah. It's yeah. I've seen people do like the math of like the income versus housing difference.
Yeah,
Like it's like I think it's like your income was like I don't know, like 24% of the housing market, and now like houses are like beyond reach. Like it's almost impossible to buy a house nowadays because they're so expensive.
yeah. Like, I'm
Let's see.
sort of fortunate that I'm a veteran, so I use my VA loan. So I it's relatively easy for me to afford a house. But I'm not paying a down payment. I don't have to. I have a very low interest rate. I just refinanced for like 6%. I know the rate's gonna come down again. So
Dude, our rates we got it at the peak when it was like super low. It was like our rate was like 2.75.
yeah, but the last house in
That was
Hayward,
when
it was
low.
3. So
Yeah.
and when I first moved into this place, my rate was like a 6. It was like 6.675. So, and just going down like that, 675 percentage points or whatever, to what I am at now, it's gonna save me like I think like $500 or $600 for a mortgage. So, which is pretty insane. It's gonna drop again. I'm gonna refinance again in like 6 months. So, yeah, I feel for all the people that are out there that they don't have VA benefits, that have to save up money, and that don't have rich parents or uncles or family members that can help them out getting a home. Like it's fucking damn near impossible. I couldn't imagine like
Well,
trying to come up with that kind of money.
there are some
Well, actually,
some
I
house
could,
like
but-
first there's some first time home buyer programs that are out there. There's one out here called Sentinel. So if you go to house.org, you can learn more about it. That's what the Sweetest and I did. So we got our house with no money down, but
That was when it's cheaper interest rates.
we got we got two loans basically. We had a loan for the down payment and a loan
Yeah.
for the other portion.
Okay.
And when we refinanced, we actually had enough in there where it covered the down payment part, so that part
Okay.
got taken out.
Cool. I was
But
gonna. Go ahead. I'll tell you in a minute.
one of the most craziest thing I learned in this code, you do this Sentinel class, and they teach you how to buy a house. They teach you about like getting a realtor and how like when you're buying a house, you don't pay the realtor doesn't get paid until they get a portion of the amount that the house sells for. So you're not paying your realtor at all. They tell you about how getting like home insurance. They tell you about like all the different first time home buyer program in your areas, like the low income stuff. Like there's all these different programs out there. But the one thing that like stuck me the most is that first time home buyer program is you can use it again. Like so say you own a
Yes,
house,
I've done it.
you buy a house, you get the first time home buyer program, right? Well, let's say you sell your house. After 3 years, you're qualified for the first time home buyer program again. So you can sign up again and get like another house. So it's like this. It's something that you can't keep using. You're never disqualified from it unless you're in that 3-year window. If that made any sense.
Yeah, no, I was surprised that I got it like when I moved to about the house in Hayward that I was eligible for it, and I was like, but I didn't own a house since like at that time like 2009 maybe I think is when I sold my last house. So my house in Escondido. So yeah. Anyway, I was gonna say with your double loan situation, just keep it in the back of your head to like make sure that second loan is paid off because there's a thing now called zombie loans. Like a bunch of folks they had to refinance after the last housing crisis in like 2008 where they thought they refinanced and they paid off their last loan but they didn't, and now their houses, some of these people's houses are getting foreclosed on because they didn't pay because they weren't getting notices on their other mortgage.
Yeah.
And so it's like a huge debacle now, and it's like it should be illegal because like these people that are like already wealthy, they bought these zombie loans for like pennies on the dollar, so they'll buy it for like $1,000 and then demand whatever the original cost was for the loan, and if they don't pay it then they can foreclose in their home.
That was crazy. Yeah, that was like one of the clause with the second. It's called a second home loan basically, and you don't have to pay anything until like you either refinance or like you get enough money to pay it back. It still accrues interest, but like you don't have to pay it. You're not forced to pay it at all. But if you were to refinance, you have to pay off that second loan. Like if you don't, then they'll start charging you, which is part of the. I think they mainly want you to stick with like what you have at the time. But if you have like the money, like if your home has the equity and that could cover that, then you should be good to refinance. But yeah, if you can just Google local first time home buyer programs, and a lot of the times you have to do the class to be qualified for the first time home buyer program. Or and it's like I think it was like $55 or something like that for it. Yeah. And it was worth every. I went twice. Well, the second time I didn't pay. I just kind of crashed the class. I went with the sweetness. But yeah, I mean, I still have all the paperwork from the class and like the people I met. Like it was really, really beneficial.
Or you could join the military, possibly have questionable morals after you join. Just sell your body for 8 years. It's not 4 years, it's 8 years, just to be clear. Anyone that tells you that join the military is only 4 years is lying to you. It's 8 years. So, but yeah, if you're fine with all that, like I apparently was, you can get some good benefits on the backside. So that's what I'm enjoying now. But I'm not enjoying the injuries and shit that I accrued while in the military. So, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about something more uplifting, maybe.
So for people who may be asking, before you are asking in the chat, Prodigy's not here.
Oh,
he's gonna do some husbandly fatherly.
Happy birthday, Mishka! So it's her birthday today. I just want to say that first because we're going to have our first joint birthday in 5 fucking years, which is weird to say because we used to have joint birthday parties all the time, like every year up until the pandemic. Like, yeah. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with her again and her family. And Prodigy.
Nice.
Yeah. Sounds like fun on a bun.
I forgot what I wanted to talk about.
There's a few. We got a huge ass list. It looks like
Yeah.
so.
We do.
Oh, did you want to get into it? The first one, Borderlands. Did anybody else watch this besides me and Cronus?
I
I
watched
guess
it.
I,
Blue. That leaves
I
you.
have to go. Yeah, let's go in. I haven't watched it, but I don't plan on watching
You don't need
it.
to.
Hmm.
Oh,
After
Ninja.
these reviews, right.
Yeah. Oh, Ninja, your video's frozen. We can still hear you, so it's fine. But I'm just letting you know.
I'm frozen. What the fuck?
Yes, you're frozen. You're basically Elsa up in
Yeah,
this bitch. Let it
yeah.
go.
Just let it go,
Let it
bro.
go.
Wow.
Let's see what the reviews are right now for
It's
Borderlands.
gonna be quite low.
Uh,
There we go.
yeah, it's I didn't know I was frozen. I think I was because I was on another tab. But anyway, still doesn't matter.
Okay.
When did you see it?
I saw it on. I think was it Sunday night. Pretty sure it was Sunday night. Yeah. So it's fresh.
Hmm.
Unlike
I
its Rotten
saw it
Tomato score.
last. Yeah, I saw it last night.
So
So
what did you
yeah.
what did you think?
Um. So I guess I should preface this by saying I'm not a huge fan of Borderlands. Like I enjoy the games.
That's
I
because
have
you're
the.
awful. That's all good though.
I mean, if I didn't really like them, I wouldn't have bought the games. I bought the three main games. I don't have the Handsome Jack collection, and I don't have the Tiny Tina thing. Tiny Tina's.
Oh, Wonderlands.
Um.
Our
Yeah,
Tiny
and
Tina's. Yeah, the Wonderlands game was actually pretty good.
yeah, and I guess there's rumors of a sequel. But anyway, so I have the just Borderlands 1, 2, and 3, and I enjoyed those games. They're definitely extremely fun fucking co-op games because there's no PvP.
Hmm.
I guess there is kind of PvP. Like you can talk shit to people and you can challenge. You can basically do I challenge you to a duel, pat, and then it's just you and someone else. You
Yeah.
fight it out, and if someone goes down, but then you can pick them up and then you rejoin your squad. It's pretty funny. But um, watching the film, it's just weird that the characters they picked were not. They weren't all the original characters from the first game, and the colors and shit and the way the universe kind of looked, it looked like Borderlands, but the story was kind of I don't know. I just didn't really care that much. And uh Kevin Hart wasn't like his usual Kevin Hart self, which I think was kind of good, but he wasn't rolling.
Yeah,
Like he's shorter than everybody in the
he's
fucking
definitely
cast.
no Roland. Yeah, I didn't get
Yeah,
that casting.
yeah, and then they changed the part because Roland and Lilith are supposed to be a thing. In fact, this movie they kind of hated each other. um, I guess the main villain was he supposed to be Handsome Jack?
No,
Like,
no, it's
no,
the Atlas guy.
he was the Atlas guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
they should have had
It
Handsome Jack.
looks
That was
great.
a very obvious
Yeah,
what the fuck.
I mean, I really like Ariana Greenblatt. I think she's gonna be. She's been for someone so young. She's been some of the biggest movie franchises on the planet so far because she's in Infinity War and she's in Star Wars
Yeah.
and she's now in this and she's older in this one because the other one she's really young or the other two
Well, I
franchises
mean
she's really young.
that's how time works on Ninja.
Wait, she's not. She's
Um,
not. She's not X-23. I thought she was X-23.
No, no, it's not. It's
no,
not
she's
Daphne Keene.
So,
no,
oh,
she's not
okay.
Daphne Keene. She plays the young Gamora
Yeah.
in Infinity War, and she plays a
Oh,
young
she also plays
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka. Yeah,
Yeah, she plays Ahsoka from the Clone Wars when he's
yeah.
when she literally one of the most revered seasons is when the Siege of Mandalore. She's Ahsoka during that time, and they don't show the fight between her and Darth Maul, but you get the idea. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, just seeing the cast, it has an amazing cast. Like some of the cast members are kind of big time, and just seeing them in this kind of I don't want to say lazy, but it's just this movie should have been rated R. There should have been blood and fucking guts and shit. It's Eli Roth for crying out loud. This guy does fucking crazy fucking horror, controversial horror sometimes. Like he did Thanksgiving. That was his film. If anybody's seen Thanksgiving, that was apparently just a what do they call it, vor fucking horrorcore fucking shit. He does
Mhm.
this and he really scaled it back. So hashtag release the Roth cut.
I don't. So the movie, like seeing, so I'm a huge Borderland fan. I remember I was telling you guys about this, or at least this is before I actually knew Old Ninja. This is back when I was like in Iraq. I was touting it to Prodigy because it was a PC game only. This is back when I was almost exclusively a PC gamer. Back when I was in Iraq and in Qatar, and I was telling him about it, about how cool the first Borderlands was, and so I'm a huge fan of the series. And it's funny because like I remember when the game first came out, like they changed the game dramatically because it was supposed to be like realistic looking when they first announced it, and they changed it to cell shading, and I was like, oh, this looks like bullshit. And then like I played it, and I was like, oh, this is dope. So yeah. Anyway, the movie had some of the cardinal sins for me in a movie. It has to do with continuity. There was like a lot of continuity issues in the show or in the movie. Like I didn't. There's a lot of things where like they just kind of jumped around and like they just kind of forgot like what they did. Like so, if you ever played like Borderlands games, like we all know that Claptrap cannot go upstairs, and so there's like a scene where like they magically go upstairs and Claptrap just appears like above the stairs. But then later on in the movie, like he has to have Krieg like drag him up. I'm just like okay. And there's like other things that are just like the continuity was just like really off, and the writing was pretty fucking awful. You know, I wish they would have got the first. I mean, this is no disrespect. Actually, I don't give a fuck. I don't know Jack Black, but this is not Jack Black's like best performance ever for voice acting. Like I wish they would have gave the role to the original voice actor for Claptrap. That'd have fit like way better. The original voice actor was like way better than Jack Black for this specific role. Yeah, like the guy who played Marcus though, that guy I don't know if it was the original Marcus voice, but he seemed like Marcus.
He sounded like Marcus.
Yes, he sounded and looked like him. So go ahead.
The voice of Claptrap in the game is David Eden. Edding.
The guy was dope.
Yes. Yeah. He was the voice of Claptrap in all 4 games.
Yeah.
The first 4 Borderlands games.
They should have.
He was replaced by Jim Foronda for Borderlands 2 VR and a couple of the other expansions.
Yeah, they should have just brought the guy back. Yeah, he killed that role. The continuity issues. Yeah, I already talked about it. The writing, talked about that. Another thing that was, I guess, I'll give a positive about it was like literally seeing Borderlands in a movie was pretty cool. I think like the way it visually looked was very keeping with like Borderlands. Like I feel like they respected that sort of source material. Like when Lilith first brought out her Infinity Pistol, like I was like, I know exactly what the fuck that is. Like I knew it was an Infinity Pistol, and then they talk about it later on in the movie, which is cool. But yeah, there's like I wish they would have brought like more grenades in, like talked about like the grenade stuff and like the shield stuff. Like they didn't talk about that. Only like one guy had shields in the movie. Seemed very weird. But yeah,
no mech?
What's up?
There was nobody had a mech or anything with them.
No, I mean there was a small flying thing, but it wasn't like it wasn't a mech from like Borderlands, like the thing you're thinking of, like the loaders. There was no loaders in the game. There was no, even though they had Skags, it was like
Technomancer, right? Is that what?
Oh, the Necromancer.
One of the guy's abilities. Yeah,
the Necromancer. Yeah, that's my favorite character. But yeah, there was none of that. They had Skags just a little bit in it. They didn't have any Varkids really. Like maybe like a slight scene, you know.
Yeah, it looks like they had a kind of a weaker version of Chromax, kind of.
Yeah, and it was just like kind of, I don't know. It could have been a lot better, and I don't understand why it was that bad. Like, don't get me wrong, like video game movies in general are kind of bad, but they've been getting better for a long time now. We've had like a lot of really good, you know. I mean, fucking, The Last of Us exists. Why does Borderlands exist at this level? Like seriously.
Yeah. Our expectations are way too high for video games right now.
Yeah,
to release something
honestly,
like this.
now that I think about it,
we've had good video game content recently.
But what I'm saying though is like if we have The Last of Us and then we have Borderlands the movie, like I feel like this is disrespectful to like the fans of like having this current iteration of the Borderlands movie is so disrespectful to the fans. When we have other, I mean, there's like I said, The Last of Us. What was the other one that was fucking really good? That was on Amazon. Fallout. Yeah, Fallout was dope. Like,
Mm.
what the fuck? Those. Come on. These are TV
what was the
shows.
other one? Yeah, someone posted there's one. I mean, a lot of people really like Halo, even though I thought Halo was cool, but it wasn't Halo. But it was really popular.
That's because you're old and
Uh,
irrelevant. It's all good.
I suppose, but it got two. I mean, got 2 seasons. There's a
Was
fourth one.
Uncharted, was that a good? That was pretty good, right?
Yeah,
I
Or
didn't
was
it
it
watch
was
the
just
movie.
okay.
decent?
Yeah.
The movie was okay. It's on Netflix now, so and they're doing a sequel. So there you go. The movie was okay. The Uncharted film was okay. That one could have been way better.
I'm trying to think of any ones that
There's
aren't animated. The
yeah,
Sonic
there's
was
a
Oh,
shit.
good.
give me 1 second. I got it.
That's right.
Mario
Sonic was
Brothers.
good, and we've gotten like what two different Tomb Raiders, and we're getting another Tomb Raider. So we're getting a anime Tomb Raider on Netflix later this year, voiced
Oh,
by
yeah.
Haley Atwell, and we're getting apparently it's stalled for as far as I know, but they're doing a live action Laura Croft series for Prime, but apparently it's been stalling a little bit because there's some director issues. And I
Is it
think
animated or live action?
that one's live action for Prime. The animated one will be on Netflix. That one's pretty. There's a trailer for the animated one already. It's not like huge or long. Oh, also we had Arcane. Arcane was amazing, even though it's an anime. Still fucking.
Yeah.
So I feel bad is that like you have a lot of kind of well known like you have Kate Blanchett. She's like I don't know. She's won probably like 50, 11 Oscars. You know, as
Yeah.
Lilith. I mean, I know like a lot of the fan base is complaining she might be older, but she's a more than capable actress or actor. Pairing her with Kevin Hart was kind of weird because as Borderland fans know that they have a romantic like past. There's none of that in the film. I kind of figured there would be. Jamie Lee Curtis as Tannis, that was kind of off-putting, but it was kind of funny. She was pretty funny as a role, but kind of like kind of useless a little bit. But it
Yeah.
is what it is. The one who I really liked, I forgot that she's in the film, was Janina Gavankar. She plays
Janine Garofalo.
no Janina Gavankar. She's in True Blood. She's also in Battlefront 2. She's the main character in that. She's been doing shit for a while. She also took
Oh,
over.
that is her. I knew I knew that fucking face.
She's Janina Gavankar.
She was in
she's Iden Versio. She's in True Blood. She's Sam's girlfriend. She's the other shapeshifter.
Yeah, but she was also in the fucking
She was in Showgirls.
Battlestar Galactica, wasn't she?
She might have been.
I'm pretty sure she was.
No, I don't know. So I remember she geeked out meeting the cast of Battlestar. I don't think she was on it. I know she was a huge fan. She was a huge fan. She took over for if anybody else watched Sleepy Hollow, she's in the last season. She took over Nicole Berry's like main cast. She literally replaced the main character and carried like the end of the season. It was very crazy. But
Oh, she was the voice of Selena Kyle, Catwoman in the Batman series. I like that one.
Yeah. Which Batman series?
It's called the Batman. So it's the one with
The Batman. Okay. Yeah.
It's the one
That's
that was
one
on
I
like
haven't
CW. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. But Janina, I really like. It's funny because she has a really good, like, love-hate kind of relationship with Sam Witwer because they're both in Star Wars. So they call each other traitor usually during Star Wars Day. He keeps saying she betrayed her empire, and she's like, "Well, you betrayed it too." So they go back and forth. It's fucking hilarious. They do it like every year. It's fucking great. I love it.
All right, I did want to say, it's funny. Like one of the cool things from, I didn't even put this thing together yet, but from Borderlands is I got something kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
Show it to everybody. I got Claptrap. It's a popcorn bucket. It's pretty big, actually.
That shit was sold out when I went. It was only for display purposes. I'm like, why y'all have this on display if you ain't got no more?
So it was kind of
Pretty
hilarious. I'm
weird.
gonna actually finish putting it together now, but it's kind of hilarious because I got it. So on Friday nights, me and my daughter, my youngest, we do a movie night, and so we go to our local movie theater to get a mega bag, which actually I'll show you. Something else I want to show everybody else listening to the podcast. So if you go to an AMC theater, you can get this thing called the mega bag. Obviously, this is like half eaten, but you can get this big ass bag of popcorn and take it
That's
home.
huge.
It's like
Oh shit.
I think it's like $17 or $19, something like that. But it's like a big ass bag of popcorn.
Does it come with
And
a drink too?
no. It's just for you to like take. I mean, you can eat in the theater if you want, but yes, usually I'll go to the theater, I'll get this thing and I'll take it home, and they give you like the oil too, which is
Oh
dope.
shit!
Yeah, so it's relatively cheap for like the amount of popcorn that you get, and it'll last you for probably a long time. I'm a huge popcorn fan. Y'all probably know me, but I try not to eat as much of it anymore. But so yeah, on Fridays, me and my daughter we go and pick up some popcorn and then pick a movie to watch that night at home. So pro tip:
That's cool.
Damn,
AMC theaters.
I'm
I used to,
literally
I used
letting.
to,
So
Hmm?
my
I used to go
cousin's
to movie
wife, I
theaters.
guess my cousin-in-law, loves movie popcorn, so I'm letting her know right this second.
Yeah.
There was like a time where I would go to movies. I wouldn't go see a movie. I would just go to a concession stand and buy like a hot dog and like a drink and like just leave.
Yeah, you
Just because
can
like
you can do that.
movie hot dogs just hit differently versus like I don't know. I would never buy that 7-Eleven, but like I don't know, just it was simple, quick, get in, get out, you're done. Get your toppings, bounce.
Yeah, I feel
But then
like
they made it so all the condiments was like in packets. They used to have like the little like the little container where you just scoop it onto your thing, but then they moved everything to like little packets. That just made it a pain.
yeah, I think that people don't know that you can just walk into a movie theater and just like get food and just like even though yeah the food is expensive, but I mean
Now it's hell
the
expensive.
but the popcorn is I mean the popcorn is the best, right? So just go there and get popcorn. You could just take it and leave.
hmm Life
Mhm.
hack.
I just want to point out, B-Boy was talking about Gina Gershon as
Moxie,
Moxie,
yeah.
Mad Moxie. So I didn't mind that because the one thing I thought they were going to lean into, because if you play the games, there's like a lot of incest between Moxie and her family in the game. So they didn't really talk about any of that. Oh, and then what's his name? The guy who gives you the cars, Scooter, whatever Scooter.
Skeeter, yeah, he wasn't really.
Yeah, yeah, he's not even in it. Was he in it? I didn't see him.
No, but
Or
there
heard him.
was the big what
He
was
was
that big woman's
afraid.
name? No, what was the there was like a Big Bertha
A
or
big
something like that.
no,
Big
it was
Bird.
Forget her
tiny.
name.
It wasn't tiny. It wasn't Tiny Tina. What was
No,
her
it
name?
wasn't Tiny
I didn't see
Tina.
his name in the movie, but
I forget. I could see like her country ass face
Yeah,
from
and her
mine.
overalls.
Yeah, no, yeah.
yeah, that's the
Was it
sister.
Ellie?
Yeah,
Ellie, the
Ellie.
fat
Ellie.
mechanic. Yeah,
Yeah,
I look it up.
it's crazy shit.
And her
It
country
is.
accent.
It is. Yeah, it is Ellie.
Okay.
She's like there's a cameo of her in the like near the end,
Oh, that's cool.
Oh shit.
but she's not that big. So I guess it'd be hard to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
because Ellie is like she's quite large.
Well, right
Yeah,
now
she's
it looks like on Rotten Tomato this is sitting at a 9 by the critics, but it's got a what
A
50
9.
a
yeah.
9%
9%.
on the
Okay, I was
tomato
like,
meter.
whew. I thought you were talking about like 9 out of 10. I was like,
No, 9,
oh
9,
boy.
as in
Yeah,
9 out of 100.
gotcha.
But it's got 52 as the audience score, which is still bad, but
Okay,
Yeah.
so apparently Scooter is at the end also. I must have
a
missed it.
little higher.
So I mean, I can't in good faith recommend people go see this movie in the theater. Wait for streaming. If you're
I
gonna watch this, wait for streaming. Go to the theater, buy your bag of
Get-
popcorn, and then come home and watch it on when it's on Netflix or Paramount Plus or whatever the fuck it
no.
comes
I
on.
mean, look, if you're a Borderlands fan only, if you're a Borderlands fan, it's worth watching. It's not a good movie, but it is cool to see like the Borderlands universe brought into like sort of real life. But other than that, if you are not a Borderlands fan, just fucking stay away. Don't watch it at all. Like it's awful. Like outside of that context. Like I think if I was not a Borderlands fan, I would have fucking hated this movie. Like more than a Michael Bay, not Michael Bay, more than a what's that guy's name? That fucking jackass.
Oh, Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. Yeah, more than Zack
I was gonna
Snyder
say
films.
James Cameron.
Yeah, it's worse than a Zack Snyder film.
So are there like a lot of the like references from the game? Like, is there like the golden keys that you have like a code for, or is there like
There's
like
no golden
crazy infinite
keys.
weapons that come
There's
up,
no
Well,
yeah.
or like
There's
any
keys.
OP weapons?
There's the Infinity Pistol that's like in the very beginning, which was like dope. That like brought me in immediately. And you know there's a person in the game or in the show that can phase shift, so that's an obvious throwback to to the game. There's a psycho in it. There's a lot of psychos, but there's
A lot of
Krieg is in
psychos.
it. So Krieg is like the good psycho, and like him giving it like his random fucking talking points. Like he does that pretty well in the movie. Tiny Tina was decent. I didn't like Roland like at all because he didn't do like any like Roland things. Like he didn't toss out a fucking
Or
a
field or
sentry
whatever.
like a shield or like a drone or like whatever, a sentry
Nope.
whatever. Like he dual wielded at one point, but I mean honestly the
Yeah.
dual wielding of the dual wielding of Lilith was way better.
Yeah.
Tongue twister.
Yeah, that was a lot of words. But yeah, like I said, if you play the game, watch it. But I mean, I'm not giving it a high recommendation, but it's cool to see. Honestly, I don't know why the fuck they didn't go with Handsome Jack. Like that's so confusing to me. Handsome Jack is the best villain in Borderlands. Like all of them.
I couldn't tell you. No idea.
They were trying to save them up for in case they had a sequel, but
There will be no sequel.
Yeah, it won't be a sequel. There'll be a reboot.
Yeah,
a
most
remaster
likely.
or not remaster.
No, it'll be a reboot unless they release the Roth cut where there's hella blood and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
prequel.
I don't,
A Handsome Jack prequel.
I don't see that shit happening. It didn't make a lot of money. I don't think they even made up like a 1% of their budget so far. So
I think they might have made 1% by yesterday.
It's to me it's deserved.
It just sucks. I mean, out of all the video game content we've been
damn.
getting recently, especially both animation and live action, they've been taking better care. This one feels like a kind of like I don't know. I expected more from Eli Roth. So,
Yeah, me too. I feel like this was like the early 2000s level of let's make a game movie. Like
yeah,
it feels like an
This is
Uwe Boll level. Like let's make a game movie.
No, not that
It's
level.
fucking bad.
You know what this was like? This was like you remember Doom with The Rock and Carl Urban? It was like
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now, this is sitting worldwide at 17 million,
And it
and that's it. And it costs like 120. Well, Wiki is saying it's 120 to make,
that.
Okay.
Ooh.
but that usually doesn't include like ads and all the
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't include
stuff.
marketing too.
I mean, somebody had to make
yeah.
my claptrap, right? So that probably cost some money. That was worth it though. You know, like I said, what's funny is I actually got the claptrap before I watched the movie because I got it the Friday because I had my daughter with me and I was just like, I saw they had some still and I was like, do you guys have some left? She was like, yeah. I was like, all right, let me fucking get it.
Wait, so how much was it? Is it that on? Does it come with popcorn for free?
I mean, you can get popcorn in, but I already had like a big ass bag of popcorn, so I was like, don't fill it up because that's like I'm not a glutton. So it was I think it was like $40. So yes,
Yeah,
it's expensive.
$39.99.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I'm actually kind of into the whole cool like popcorn bucket things now. So like obviously Dune kind of like made it more popular, and then Deadpool and Wolverine to the funny
Deadpool.
ones. Then we
Oh,
had
the Dune bucket. Oh my god.
then we had Borderlands, but Aliens Romulus has one that it looks fucking dope. It lights up. It's got a face. It's got a face hugger on the outside, like crawling up it. It looks like a vat thing, like a thing that's supposed to contain the face hugger, and it lights up green. Shit looks dope. I'm all for it. They're all like, yes, they're frivolous purchases. I understand that it's $40 you don't need to spend, but it's a way you can further contribute to whatever franchise that you're gonna go watch or just enjoy, and also you're gonna help out the movie theaters more. So if you can afford it and it looks cool to you, like get them. It's cool.
Yeah,
So
it's about
I
to be
think
dope.
Alien Romulus has two. I think there's a bucket and a cup, like a drink, like a commemorative cup type thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So the popcorn bucket, it looks like a fucking power cell. It looks fucking dope. It's like, yeah, it does have. This looks like this might be more than $40 because this looks really fucking
It's
cool.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like you can get it only from Regal's theaters are going to carry it. I think.
It's about to riot. Fuck all that.
Oh, I almost gave
Dude,
the
this thing
Seth
was
Rogen laugh right there. That was funny.
Yeah. What the fuck? I don't see it saying it's exclusive, but it could be. That'd be fucked up.
Or
But it
it'll
looks
be
like
like
this might be open to
one theater
everybody.
gets.
So
Yeah, it doesn't. As one area says it's available at Regal.
maybe Regal's the only one around them. I don't know. Being here in the Bay, we got almost everything here. So
Yeah.
Oh wait,
pretty
is
crazy.
Regal the name of the director? Oh no, it says Regal
No,
Theater Chain.
Regal's Theater. Yeah, there's a Regal in Dublin. Oh no, there's a Regal right here in Hayward, isn't there? There's,
No,
I know
there's
there's
only one in Dublin.
Yeah, there's one in Dublin.
That's
I
the
think there's
IMAX one,
one
right?
in. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the big one. That's the Fall to Your Death IMAX.
That's the real IMAX.
Yeah, there's also the one at the Tech Museum because I didn't realize
That's also
there's
a
a
real
big
IMAX.
ass.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
that's
you
a
fucking
dome
fall with
IMAX.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Okay,
is the Dome
so
IMAX.
it looks like different theaters are going to have different ones. So it says there
Even
are
better.
already 2 other major popcorn bucket designed for Alien Romulus that fans might have their eyes on. Cinemark is a full xenomorph head that
Oh
that
shit!
Oh,
fans
That's
can
shit.
it.
stuff with
Yeah,
popcorn,
I'm gonna have to
while
see
the
this movie
AMC is a
twice.
classic tin with a plastic face hover wrapped around it.
I mean,
So yeah, it looks
honestly,
like
Circle one, this one that looks fucking cool as fuck.
I'm gonna give you some Negrodamus shit right here. All right, this is a great time to introduce moviegoers to these like novelty things for like watching a movie. I expect that next year that this trend is gonna ramp up to like more than just popcorn buckets. I think it's gonna be toys and other exclusive merchandise to go along with movies. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I know that later on this, well, I'm pretty sure in September they're going to lower interest rates, and that is going to make money and borrowing money way more easy for people. Like, so if you want to buy a home next year, people are going to basically you got to have an excess of money next year because of the lowering interest rates. So be prepared for that. I think that a lot of industries are trying to like poke their fingers and see like where can we extract some extra money out of people. The buckets are obviously one. This is an easy one. I mean, honestly, $40 for a fucking novelty item seems kind of insane, but I mean, I did it because it's fucking cool. So, if it's sold out, then obviously, if it's sold out for a movie that nobody fucking watched, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I was sold out when I went. They only had a certain amount. And the thing was, when you look like, for those of you who are listening via audio, when you see the popcorn bucket, it has really detailed craftsmanship to that shit. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, what? I thought it was a statue. And I looked at the bucket and they had the price on this shit. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, if you're looking at, if you're watching the podcast, you can see like the eye of Claptrap is like it's translucent, but it's reflective. So and it's like it's made out of like metal. So and his arms articulate, you know, and like it's got like it moves a little bit, but it's like it's actually it's really nicely done. Like,
yeah, it's really good craftsmanship.
It's
for
not
sure.
yeah, it's not like the super extreme fucking level of detail, but it's like way better than what you would think if I gave this to you. Actually, maybe it does light up. Shit. Hold on. Does it? There's like a button thing here. Oh, I got to pull it out. Hold on. I didn't know this even. I didn't know this. But
it lights up. I can see it.
Yeah, it does light up.
What the hell?
Oh,
Holy shit.
Yeah, so I decided to go on eBay to see how much these are like selling for. They're going
shit!
for, like,
Just pop his eye out.
oh my! They're going for like $100. So I mean,
yeah,
there's
value up, especially
it's
when they only made a certain amount. Because I can bet you they're probably not like a whole bunch of them, but that
limited
fucking
amounts.
face hugger popcorn bucket that looks legit. Like holy shit! Even the Claptrap one looked pretty legit. I was like, holy shit! When we went to see Deadpool and Wolverine, both buckets were sold out. They had them like, they had a full display for them. Even the displays they sold. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, there we go. You press the eye to turn it off. I was like, how do you turn it off? You got to press the eye.
Shit!
Yeah, because I was
That's
like,
cool.
yeah,
That's
okay.
Cool
See, 40. It's like, dude.
Damn! Now I should go get one.
I'm
gonna go see if they'll sell it.
The Dune the Dune popcorn bucket is selling for about 100, like 100 to 150.
Wow.
That's what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, so if you're a collectible person, like, get it.
I'm sorry.
The Dune one, all you need is a little bit of a little KY. And,
yeah, I can't trust no one that's reselling the Dune bucket. I already know what they probably did.
You don't need no KY. You got to keep it, movie accurate. You got to use some fucking sand. Some
Oh,
spice. Get up in
damn.
there. Don't be worried about some
Put some
friction. It's just friction
pepper in
burns, bro.
that shit.
That shit'll heal. I'm just saying.
Oh, hell.
Better than Bob Wire.
That's fucking
Yeah.
horrible. Terrible. God
Oh
dang.
my god, do that. To the
All right. So I'm looking forward to Alien Romulus. It's already getting really good reviews. Someone already told me it was like really good, and they don't even like fucking sci-fi. So I was like, holy shit. So the early reviews are really positive. Apparently it's out this weekend.
Yeah, I think
Is that
so.
right?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the
So
preview is like it looks like the old school Alien and Aliens movies,
yes, it
which were excellent.
do.
And I honestly
I
like
feel
Aliens 3 was actually I liked it too, but it wasn't Aliens. Aliens was like the quintessential
Mm-hmm.
alien movie. That shit was insane.
well from like the trailer, something I've noticed. I mean, maybe it's just been a while since seen the last three. Is that I feel like you never really got to see the face huggers face raping people like you do in the trailer, because like you can see like the penis and stuff going into the mouth. I'm like, oh damn, I don't remember seeing that before.
You know, actually, you know what's funny is that we all think it's like a penis, but I don't think it's a penis
Oh yeah,
I'm-
it's like a
because it drops
Weird.
eggs.
yeah. It
So-
just
I guess
drops
it's like
eggs.
Yeah, it'd be like
what
a
is it?
fallopian tube.
It just yeah. I don't know. It drops eggs and then it dies. It literally dies.
It's like I'm pretty sure the facehuggers have to be, or at least I'm anthropomorphizing because I'm a human, but using human anatomy, it'd have to be a female because it's dropping an egg into your body
That is true.
by
I'm
raping
trying
you
to find
down your throat.
Mm-hmm.
it looks like it actually looks like a vagina. Like
Yeah, because
face hugger when it's like open up.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's quite gross. H.R. Geiger was a very weird guy. So
It's weird. I think weird doesn't really classify it. I've seen his books, his art books, and everything's extremely
it's all sexual.
phallic and
Yeah.
sexual and but also like gross and shit. Sometimes they're cool because he did the design for Aliens as well as this movie called Species. And
Yeah.
if you look
that
at
was-
Species,
yeah.
it's very reminiscent of fucking Aliens. It's like it looks like the alien queen with eyes, kind of.
H.R. Geiger was just a very horny man. That might be the
Guess
name of this
so.
name of the podcast. H.R. Geiger was horny, but you know.
We'll see. Might get
So-
something else in chat.
This face hugger implantation of your human host says that tube that delivers the egg is called the egg. Oh shit, I can't read. It's too small. Let me see if I can make my screen bigger. But it's
Get your glasses.
Question
on,
is if
fucking
I can-
man.
they're not even in here. I can make the image bigger.
So for everybody listening to the podcast, I have terrible vision, like way worse than Blues. I wear contacts though, so I'm just gently
So-
making fun of him.
So the egg proboscis. Am I pronouncing that right? Proposcis. Implant egg via host esophagus. Proboscis. I can't pronounce that word.
I have to look it up. But I think what I think is funny is that like none of them like really figures it out until like it's way too late. It's like you don't feel something growing inside of your stomach,
Yeah.
but and then it goes into your chest. Like you would feel all those things happening. Like your organs are getting literally rearranged, which is the way I like to do it. I'm just saying know what I'm saying.
God damn. Dang. It's all,
But
it's
not in a
all
long
up in
time,
them
though.
guts. Yeah, still though. I'm looking forward to this movie. It's gonna. I think this movie will probably tell the tale on how the colony got infected.
So it's
'Cause
called
it's supposed
proboscis.
to- It's
Proboscis.
supposed to take place in between Aliens and Alien 3, or no, I'm sorry, Alien 1 and Alien 2. So it's supposed to be, I guess, a direct sequel. But we're also getting an Alien TV series as well. So this might ramp it up. The Alien TV series, I think, is either December or early 2025. I forgot the name, but I've seen some some what's it called? Just like fucking storyboards for the show. It looks pretty fucked up too. So it's just weird because I think the show is going to be on FX, which will probably end up on Hulu or some
Oh,
shit.
okay, I see it. Egg probesis. Probesis.
I think it might be spelled wrong because when I did a Google search, it says proboscis, which
Hmm.
is like that little thing that like butterfly have to like eat nectar.
Oh, okay.
Gross.
Proboscis. Says the nose of a mammal, especially when it's long and mobile, such as the trunk of an elephant or the snout of a tapir. I don't know what the hell that is either, but it says the sucking mouth part of a butterfly, the elongating mouth sucking part of a butterfly.
Well, it's because like a tongue comes out of it. That's probably why.
Yeah.
So yeah, it says 2 places now. It says probesis. So yeah, they're pretty gross. Just saying, like getting face raped
But
Getting
Noki
face
said,
raped by something that looks like a spider.
by a
Like,
spider. Yeah, that fucks you with the pussy. Just it's all bad.
yeah, and it chokes you at the same time because when
Yeah.
you try to take it off, it like squeezes your throat, like trying to kill the host. So it's like I'm gonna plant these eggs or I'm killing the host.
You know what's
You're
funny is
like,
like why
God
don't you just
dang.
like bite it off? But then I guess you would have acid down your throat.
Yeah, you die.
But I mean, I would. But you wouldn't know that though. So I would 100% like given like the options of like, yeah, I'm biting that motherfucking thing off. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you're.
I'm not gonna Haktua. I'm just biting that thing off.
Oh God
Yeah.
dang.
I guess I'll die of acid rather than an alien busting out of my fucking chest.
Well, I mean, maybe that's the maybe that's the name of the podcast. I'm not gonna talk to
Yeah.
it.
I'm not dying. I'm not dying a victim.
Oh damn! I mean, either way, you're dying a victim.
you're going out as a survivor.
Yeah. But
Damn, I don't know.
also a
You're
victim of acid.
yeah.
So.
About to say, I'm all you're
Yeah.
getting. It's internal juices are gonna melt your face off.
Yeah.
You're gonna be
Yeah.
screaming with a phallic in your throat.
Actually,
So.
you wouldn't be able to scream at that point. You'd be
Oh, you just choke.
you'd die.
Yeah, you would die
Oh, yeah.
choking
You would die
and burning at
gurgling.
the same time.
Die gurgling.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
While it chokes you out too. Damn,
Yeah.
that's one hell of a way to go.
Ready to die.
And it probably won't be quick either.
You know
Just
what's
fucking
interesting?
No,
fucking
it would
shoot
take
like
it
right
would
to
take
the
a
temple.
while.
Yeah, just shoot to the temple.
Why
Fuck everything. Fuck everybody.
why the need for the face huggers? Because the queen lays the eggs, and the eggs become the face hugger, and the face hugger face hugs your face, and then like lays an egg, and that becomes
So
alien.
the facehuggers need the whole point of the facehuggers is to implant an embryo or an egg into a living host, so they can get their nutrients from the host.
Oh,
So they need
So-
nutrients to grow. And they
I don't
also
know. If,
take
Oh,
the
go ahead.
genetic materials to modify the way that the alien that comes out of them is going to look. So if you go to if you watch Aliens 3, the first face hugger got to a dog, and so the first alien that you see from that is very dog-like.
Mm.
And so you watch all the other ones from the humans, they're very human-like. When you watch like in Alien vs Predator, it becomes very predator-like. So it's a very adaptive species. And I think the point of it is so like no matter where the aliens go, that they're already adapted to that environment.
Yeah, when they come bursting out, they're ready to survive where they're at.
Yeah.
And like the Pred alien seems like the biggest and strongest out of all of them.
Yeah, that was a
That
scary
shit was
motherfucker.
fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if
Dread.
any of you ever played. Probably the best game of that franchise was Aliens vs Predator Part 2.
Yeah, that was an old game though, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's an old game, but it has a better story than both Alien vs Predator, both movies. Those had shitty storylines. The game had a way better fucking story than all, and it's cool because in that game you plays all three species. You play as a human, a xenomorph, and a fucking predator, and their stories cross over at one point. And then you end
Yeah, I
up
remember-
playing each one. It's fucking great.
I remember like you play as a face hugger. You're like crawling on the ground.
So that's
looking for
that's the
fucking host.
first. That's the first page. That's the first stage of the alien. Because when you play the game, you start out as a marine, and then like you end up, they're hunting a predator because they're wondering what the fuck happened, and then like an alien infestation busts out at the colony that you're at, and then like you have to eventually kind of work with the predator to help clear the infestation because the predator is hunting the queen, and like the humans don't believe there's a queen. Then the humans betray each other, so you have the Marines versus the corporation, So you got to like fight other fucking humans. It's a crazy fucking game. It's
You know what's
fucking great
cool
though.
with the movie Alien versus Predator? The fact that like the predators basically used the humans as like bait to create an actual alien. Like they knew how the whole alien thing, how they grow and stuff like that. Just so they grew them so they could hunt them down. But then like shit kind of turned sideways when one of the face huggers got one of the aliens or one of the predators.
Yeah, I wasn't too impressed with the fucking those films because the game did it way better. The writers for the game did a much fucking better job than the
Yeah.
film.
Well, what's
I
cool
was like,
about
dude,
yeah, so
trash.
AVP2 the game was fantastic because they had like this really cool horde mode. Um,
That's
that was like one of the
right.
first horde modes like ever. I played it a lot on the PC and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like playing as the humans or the predator, and going up against like the aliens. The shit was dope. Like I play it to this day.
It was a like the story was great because I was telling Blue like even though you start as a human, there's a part where the humans betray each other. So it's the Marines versus the corporation.
Yeah,
So they end up hunting you down. They end up literally locking you in the basement with the pred alien,
yeah.
hoping the pred alien kills you. Like what the fuck? It's wild shit. And like yeah, Blue was talking about when you play as an alien part of the game. The first part of it is you play as a face hugger. You don't have you have to not get caught. If you get caught, you get blasted all over the fucking floor. So you have to find a victim. And like unfortunately in the game, I think you only get like 3 people you can infect. And if you don't get them by a certain time, you get caught and blown away. You either get melted or shot.
Well,
It's
that
fucking crazy.
yeah, that game was crazy. Another reason why it was crazy is because if you played as an alien, like you had to get used to like crawling on walls, and it was very weird
Mm-hmm.
because it would like change your whole perspective. It was very
Oh,
jarring.
forgot about because you could literally crawl on the fucking ceiling and
Yeah,
look down. So I'm like, what the fuck? How do I maneuver? Like, how do I go forward? It was
yeah.
fucking
Which way's
weird.
up? Which way's down? Yeah, you had to like
Yeah, dude. And you could drop down on the ceiling and fuck someone's face. It
yeah.
was great. It's fucking great.
Anyway, we're
But if
old.
you
Old video
got,
games.
it was over. What's up?
I said anyway, we're old. Old video games.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
this is like the very early 2000s is
Oh yeah.
when that game
I
came
have
out.
the game somewhere.
I have it
I
too.
still have the
Yeah.
disc. It's I think it's actually behind me. I actually have also another game that's getting a remake, even though it's the thing. The 2000, I think it's the 2003 The Thing, which
Hmm.
is supposed to be the direct sequel to the 70s
The movie.
version.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're remaking the game, and I guess they're adding multiplayer. Apparently, I don't think the first game had multiplayer, but I never played it. I bought someone bought it and they gave me the game, and I never installed it, but I have it still. I literally still have the box. So, but apparently it's coming to consoles because it never got released on consoles, and it'll be out I think in December, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was like we're living in a very interesting time now where all the consoles are like kind of merging into like you can play most games on most consoles,
Mm-hmm.
except for like some Nintendo games and like very few PlayStation and even fewer Xbox games at this point. But back in the day, like PC was like it was a powerhouse of like games that you wanted to play, and now it's like not so much. So anyway, let's move on a bit because I want to talk about the Olympics because that was a
Mm.
Right.
thing.
It was a thing.
Yeah, so this is
Big ass thing.
2024. It's August 14th, and the Olympics was last week and the week before that, and a lot of shit happened.
Yeah.
So one of the things I want to talk about, maybe not first, talk about in the middle, I guess, because it's kind of a controversial one. I don't want to talk about A first. Let's talk about breaking because breaking was like one of my favorite things that happened last week. So breaking is also another word for breakdancing if you are of a different culture, but it's all good. It was cool to see breaking come to the Olympics because it is an amazing display of athleticism, and I watched mostly the women do it first because I fucked my back up last week, and I was kind of laid up.
We breakdancing?
No, I was I slept in my daughter's bed because she asked me to, and her like if you ever slept in a kid's bed, you know what I'm talking about. Like it's a terrible
Yeah.
experience. Like
Yeah.
it's all bad. And
It's firm.
yeah, actually hers is not actually that firm. It's a little softer, but it's still like I got to sleep on like the very extreme edge. Then she kicks me around and shit. Yeah, there you
But
go.
yeah.
The game. Those are like the old school like PC games jacket. But
Yeah.
so yeah, so I went from that, and then I went to go do jujitsu like the next day, and I was doing something, and I just fucked my shoulder, my left shoulder back was like totally fucked. And I was laid up. But luckily, like that day, I was looking to see if like my normal like masseuse had availability like the next day, and she did. So that was cool. Different story. Um, but I was laid up in the morning on Friday, and breaking was on for the B girls, and it was fucking amazing. Like I feel like this whole thing got overshadowed by Ray Gun, which we'll
Oh
talk about in
yeah.
a minute. But the women that brought their skills on display for breaking, their level of talent was like it was off the charts. Like to me, it was like watching. So I grew up in the Bay Area where we had like a what are they called, zero gravity. It was like
Oh
basically
yeah, I
watching
remember
like
that.
zero gravity level of like breaking like with women, and I was like, this doesn't even seem fucking possible. And then like watching the men, obviously they up the game, but the women were just they were really fucking good. There was like this girl named Nika that was from Lithuania that was wearing a do rag. And at first I was just like, why the fuck is this chick wearing? She's white, obviously. Why she's chick wearing a do rag? And then she started breaking, and I was like, oh shit, she's fucking dope. Like legit, she got a pass. Like she understood the assignment, did her thing. She was like 17 years old, fucking badass. Another woman named 617, I'm sorry, 671 from China. She was dope. And the woman who won from Japan, she was fucking badass too. I was like, man, it was like the whole thing was so entertaining. So if y'all only saw the chick from Australia in the green fucking sweatpants suit,
Jumpsuit.
yeah, and y'all were just like, oh, this is bullshit.
Jogger suit.
Just please ignore that woman and just watch the rest of the competition with like the both men and women, and you're gonna be pleasantly surprised. So did y'all watch any of that stuff?
I got clips
I,
of the other performers, and what I saw was like, damn, this is what this like. I almost forgot about the whole Raygon situation just because
Yeah.
she was everywhere. She was all over the news. She was all over like different social media platforms, and like nobody was really talking about the good performers. Like I barely see any coverage of like the actual people who won bronze, silver, and gold.
Yeah, she was almost like she was like a poison pill.
Exactly.
And I
She
was
was, you know that like let's say one bad apple spoils a bunch. She was that fucking rotten apple with worms and shit like crawling out of it.
yeah, I don't understand how she
uh,
won. So I watched like a there's no videos that I've found so far of how she won the Oceania because you had to beat people to like get there, right?
Yeah.
And so I watched one of the people that she went up against and that she supposedly beat for Oceania, and she was like pretty good. She wasn't like as good as like obviously the gold, bronze, or gold, silver, or bronze level, but she was good. She was definitely better than Raygun, and well, I can't see because there's like some rumors about how her husband or some she was like on
Yeah.
the fucking
yeah,
The
yeah
committee, like they
those are
started the
legit
committee
rumors.
for breakdancing and like, you
yeah
Yeah,
know,
apparently those are legit rumors because he wasn't on the Olympic. He wasn't an Olympic judge, even though he was there, but he wasn't with the judges. He was in the crowd,
mm,
and like Oceana, I guess he couldn't be a part of it either. So yeah, it's a lot of bullshit. I think people just wanted to drag her down because of her display. So I was talking to a coworker, and the way they described Ray Gun's competition entry, it was more like interpretive dance than it was breaking.
yeah. That's not breaking. It's not.
Exactly. It was
Yeah,
like her interpretation of breaking. And like she went in and doubled down and said she knew she wasn't going to win. So she did like her artistic dancing of breaking or something similar to that. And I was like, well, how did you even get this far? Like there are legit people I personally believe that a lot of people did not know that breaking was actually a real thing for Olympic. I think people thought it was just a rumor, and I don't think like real breakdancers would have tried out. Like I feel like, especially in the U.S. team,
Oh
like
no. So they definitely did. Like real
oh no,
breakers.
I feel like they showed out, but because I watched the men's, but which I'll go into later. But I think I mean because Reagan's an Australian break dancer, but she got a lot of flack because she's an academic because she teaches breakdancing history and breakdancing theory,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
that's
what the fuck?
that honestly
Strange.
that is like a, I feel like it's, how do I put it, like gently? I don't know how to put it gently, but it's basically like it's almost like a caricature of somebody who is teaching a class on any culture that has no actual connection to the culture.
Yeah.
Mm.
And that's what we saw with Ray Gun and her interpretation of breaking at the Olympics. Like she didn't understand like the, like what you really had to do. Like yes, you can like move around sort of to the beat, but there's like certain things you got to do. And these are the things that, first of all, breaking at the Olympics was the way they judged it was way different from like what I'm used to like viewing for like any kind of breaking at all. So like when I used to go and watch breaking when I was younger, there was no like the there was, first of all, there was no judging because it was like there was no really competitions. Like people just, it was whoever got the crowd hyped, right?
Yeah.
That's who won. But now there's like criteria, and so I was very confused watching the Olympics version of breaking because to have any kind of sport, you have to have criteria on like who wins and who loses on based upon what criteria, right? And obviously that gets harder when you do more artistic things like watching gymnastics is probably a good example, or even like figure skating. Like there's artistic elements to it, but like what are you looking for in those artistic elements? And one of the ones that I was confused about was some of the breakers would give like hand signs, and I was like very confused, like why they're giving hand signs. It's basically like to show to the judges that like the person that's currently breaking is doing repeats or a canned routine, and so that's really frowned upon in breaking, and that's why if you watch like 671 from China, she's like if you'd have put her like I don't know in the 90s, she would have been the best breaker on the fucking planet. Like she was her shit was dope. It was insane, but apparently like a lot of her moves were like they were kind of pre-planned moves. Like she has like a routine that she does, and in breaking, you're way more lauded on having creativity. And so,
Freestyling.
yeah, and so getting back to Ray Gun, she was being more sort of creative, but in the kind of wrong way. Like
Hmm.
you can be creative, but you have to be like on beat and like really understand the music and understand like when there's breaks. So people don't even understand like what the fuck breaking means. It's like literally dancing to the breaks of a song.
Mm.
And so I don't know if that was explained, like because I was laid up on Friday, but
I mean, if she's a teacher in that dynamic, she should 100% know what
Yeah.
that means.
she
She
should
has a
know. Yeah,
PhD in breaking,
yeah,
is
she
what
should know. Like you have to
said.
set
And
your,
another thing,
yeah. That's one of the criteria for like for breaking of like getting to the beat, like timing your moves to the beat, to the break, and like her shit was just like kind of disjointed. Some of it was like kind of on beat, but it was like it was really weird. It did there was like no athleticism.
mm,
You know what I mean? So
And
that's
yeah, it was artistic dance, and she knew she was. She said she knew she wasn't going to win. She's the
and
only person I know
she
to
got
actually
zero,
get
right?
an Olympic score of zero.
zero on
She got
Yeah.
zero.
through 3 competitions. She scored zero on
Yeah.
all of them.
How did
Oh,
you get to the Olympics and get zero? I can bet you, there's a ton of breakers in Australia that could actually
I
break
just told you, like
that deserve that
I
spot.
watched one of the women that she supposedly beat, and she could fucking flare. She could do windmills. I didn't see Reagan do any of that shit. You
No,
know,
she didn't do it. Yeah.
shit. Like I mean,
Her groundwork would look like
the
she's
whole
like a flopping fish. She looked
the
like a
whole
flopping
internet
fish.
was saying it was like somebody's mom got onto the dance floor, started trying to break.
Oh,
It's basically what we
man.
were watching.
well,
Like we had a drunk Karen on the dance floor dancing.
and I mean,
Mm.
honestly, and the terrible part about all this is that on one hand, I'm not gonna say that. Fuck that. Like she took the spot from somebody that could have represented our country better,
Exactly.
and
It's
that's
100%.
what it comes down to. Somebody could have
Mhm.
What?
represented our country way better, and I don't want to like shit on her as like a person, but it's like you had to have fucking known that somebody
Mhm.
from your country or from your region was better than you, and for whatever reason you got the spot. And if you thought
Well,
that you were better than like, did you not like scout your competition? And I know you had to because there's video footage of her competing before. She had to have
Mhm.
known these people. So like a lot of the folks that were in this breaking competition for women, or even for men, they've competed against each other before. So like they know the level of competition. And the delusion of thinking that your current skill level is comparable to the ones that also qualified for the Olympics is
Uh,
fucking
s-
insane.
so
see, it's kind of
I think that
similar.
she knew. I think that she knew because I read her. I didn't watch the video. I read her interview, and she said she knew she was gonna win because these people she's breaking were a lot. She's like 36, and she knew the people she's going up against were younger and like more athletic than her, and she wasn't gonna be
See,
able to pull off those moves. And I'm like,
see, this
why
made
are you
me.
competing? Why?
This made me think of that. I'm not sure if it was like I think it was the last Olympics where there was a runner that did what's it called, the hurdles. There's a team that had a chick from that ran the hurdles, and it turned out to be like the niece of like the commissioner for that country, and this girl came in last place. Like you when you saw her, you're like, there's no way, like there's no way she's trained to do this. She was like overweight. She like had to like tippy toe over the hurdles, and I think she has the record for the slowest time. And I think there's other countries that have done that where they had some family member or somebody else that they somehow got them to go to the Olympics to do this event, even though they're way underqualified for it.
So, okay, a couple of things. I'm glad you said that. So, yes, those things do happen, but usually it's from countries that have literally no money, or not literally, but very low funding. I'll say that. That's a more respectful way to say it. But also, which Reagan's country has plenty of funding to do whatever. It's from fucking Australia. They're not. It's not. They're not. She's not from a third world country. Um, and then also, it's just like, how do I fucking put it? Like that's the best that country had to give, and they qualified. The ray gun is not the best that Australia has to give. She's just not.
And then I know right now she's like trying to sue people, or I guess she's coming up to people that made fun of her on the internet. I mean, I don't. Is it her or is it the boxer
It's
chick?
the
I think it's her too.
it's Amani, so that's the boxer, which we'll get to in a second. But that's way more controversial and like that's why I don't want to start with that one.
I think she's like coming after people too because of like they're making fun of her performance and this and that. But yeah, but like I don't know, it's this because Kronos, you were talking about like, oh, you're watching a Beep Girl event, and I went onto TikTok and
That's all
just
you saw.
Raygun was this all you saw was
Yeah,
just her, and I was like, is this real?
you didn't see
Like this.
any of the other like fantastic women and girls that fucking killed it. Like
But
honestly,
it's sad because she overshadowed those two. So
yeah,
she took the spot of somebody who could have represented Australia better, and then her performance outshadowed all the really good people, and everybody's just talking about Raygun, which I mean, I guess good bad marketing is good marketing, I guess.
yeah. I mean, it's shameful to me. Honestly, it's to have that level of delusion of like your athletic ability and you know I see it with like a lot of dudes that they know how to fight. You know what I mean? But I like to think that like actually no, because I was listening to a podcast today where like some people thought that within 4 years they'd be able to be competitive in the Olympics at like the 100-yard dash, like sorry, the 100-meter dash. There is no fucking way that an average person will be competitive at the 100-meter dash. Zero fucking chance. And I will tell you that as a sprinter from like high school, they're on a different level. Like people don't understand like how fast you have to go to run a sub 10-second 100 meters. That is insanely fast. I want to say it's like, I think it's Noah Wiles. His peak speed is 27 miles per hour. Like
Yeah, that's
27 miles
fast.
per hour is fucking fast. That's like a
Mhm.
car. That's car fast. Not car fast, but it's like if you can run over a speed limit, that's fucking fast as a human.
Yeah. Like you get a ticket if you're running in a
Over
residential.
speed limit. God dang.
Yeah. Like I want to say Usain Bolt was like he got closer to like 30, but even
Yeah.
then, like it's like once you get past like 22 miles per hour, that's fast for most people. And there's only been like a few people that have actually seen me like sprint like when I was younger at like full speed. I think Blue, you probably saw me when I was like actually a sprinter. Like I was fucking
Yeah.
fast, but I was not Olympic fast.
Mm-mm.
Even back then. If I would have trained back then, would I have had a shot to maybe get in the Olympics? Yes, only because I was naturally fast. But if I was like, if I had no athletic ability before, if I never trained, if I didn't, there's literally zero chance you have to make it to the Olympics, especially at any kind of speed event.
You always be the slowest. Just
Yeah,
try your best.
have a bad day. All right,
All right.
so I'm going to talk about a controversial subject. All right,
Yeah, this one caught me off guard.
with the Olympics.
Even I fell into it.
Yes, and I saw when you fell into it,
Wait,
and I wanted to
what-
comment.
Sorry,
Go
one
ahead.
quick thing. So the Summer Olympics won't are going to be in LA next time around, which is 2028.
Yes.
And breakdance has been removed from
Okay, well,
the.
okay, so that's we had to give a kind of like a little asterisk there. It's being quote unquote removed, but so there's only so many I guess Olympic like events or like sports you can put into any Olympics, and so every year they have up to 5 or up to 6 new events that they can have, and these new events might not get picked up. So it's not that they got canceled or anything like that. It's just they're on like the bubble of like we're gonna try this. We're gonna try this out, but there's no guarantee you're gonna make it to the next one. There's been plenty of games that are like that, and so breaking was just one of them. There's a bunch of other ones too, like they had this,
One of them was boxing. Apparently, they're not doing boxing.
they're not doing
for
boxing, yes. For but like don't be afraid. Like they dropped wrestling before and it came back, so don't worry. Like breaking could come back, and I have actually kind of like moderate hopes for wrestling coming or for breaking coming back because it had a lot of views. And actually, honestly, you can kind of thank Ray Gun. To be
Oh yeah,
honest.
100%. 100%.
So, anyway, the controversy I want to talk about is Amani Khalif, who's an Algerian professional boxer. She's a woman. I need to be specific. She is a woman that caused a lot of controversy during these Olympics. And I felt really bad. So, Blue, yes, he fell for the bullshit that was going around. I wanted to comment when you commented in like our group chat about it, like maybe
Yeah.
look it up, but you looked it up the next day. And
Yeah.
so there's been a lot of controversy about her not being a woman because of the way that she literally physically looks.
Yeah.
And she is a woman. She's not a trans person. She's not a man. She is from Algeria, where it is illegal to be trans. They don't
Or
have
gay.
yeah. So like, you can't like. She literally has no way to transition to being a man or woman, no matter how she started out in life. So there's a huge point to be made there, but also the amount of folks, because she doesn't look
Eminent.
how do I put this? Yeah, she doesn't look like, I would say, European feminine. And I think that's the main issue that I kind of want to stick with here. She had to go through like a lot of hardships to get to where she is. And she's not somebody that's like whooping everybody's asses. She has losses on a record, as being a female boxer. And I feel like people just attack this woman because there's this whole like anti-trans thing, especially in America, but also in Russia and other countries, that they don't understand that there's like there are people that get caught up in this shit that are not trans people. And the first time I saw them talk about her being a man, I was like, I don't know. So I'm not going to comment. And then I actually started doing research. I'm like, oh, she's a woman, she's a female on her birth certificate. And then so they try to go into like this whole bullshit about like the XY chromosome thing, and she has high testosterone.
Yeah.
None of that is has been confirmed, but there are things that you might not be aware of with the Olympics when it comes to women that do have XY chromosomes, because some women do. And I think that, yes, it is very rare, but it can occur. And the Olympics, since like the 1920s, gets into like this really gross, like gender um, identification thing with like women, especially, but especially with women of color, that I think that a lot of folks need to really look into and like read a book or something, maybe a podcast. There's a podcast called from NPR called Embedded Tested Podcast, where it talks about like gender testing with women, and it's almost always women of color. Okay, because they're too fast, they look too quote unquote manly, they throw too far, blah 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 blah.
They said that about like Serena Williams too, right? Didn't she
Yes.
get accused of being a man a couple of
Yes.
times?
Yes. And it's like it's very gross. And so in the Olympics, they've literally had to have women, biological women, have to like show their vaginas, or I guess their labias, to, you know, I don't know what the fuck you would call them, pussy watchers. Like I don't fucking know, like
Gender checkers.
Yeah, and it's like to show them that like they're literally like, this is what I got. This is like, which is fucking gross. Especially like you're talking about a very small percentage of people that might be possibly of that nature, which is very weird. And so Amani got caught up in all that shit. And like I said, even if she did have XY chromosome, which is not confirmed, even if she had high test, which is definitely not confirmed, because the Olympics, which does WADA testing, they definitely are, WADA and USADA, they definitely would have mentioned that. And even if she did, the Olympics already has a program to deal with that. If you're a woman that has high testosterone levels, they will make you take drugs to bring down your testosterone. Which, if you heard me say that and you're like, oh, that seems fair, no, the fuck it's not. Like, I'm sorry, that's not fair. If you're born that way, even though you have the right quote unquote parts, and you're just going to ignore people that are in the Olympics that have obvious fucking advantages, physical advantages in their sport, that's fucking bullshit. I will give you the example of Michael Phelps. All right. Michael Phelps has a longer wingspan than almost every single person of his same size. He has double jointed fucking ankles that makes him kick harder when he's swimming. And he has a genetic, I don't want to say defect, but he has a genetic abnormality to where he retains 50% less lactic acid than any quote unquote normal person does.
Damn.
So using those same criteria with like the testosterone levels with women, why don't you apply that to Michael Phelps? Did anybody make Michael Phelps take drugs to up his lactose levels? No. Did anybody fucking try to, like, I don't know, wrap his fucking ankles up so he couldn't use his double jointed ankles? No. Did anybody handicap him for his long wingspan? No. Like, and that's the way he naturally came. And some of these women, that's the way they naturally came. And these women that I'm talking about, it's such a small percentage of women, and none of them that we've seen so far have dominated their sport. So everyone wants to bring up like that Leah Thompson. Leah Thompson? I don't know what the fuck her name was. The swimmer or whatever.
No idea.
She does not swim better than I forget the swimmer's name in the Olympics that got her like gajillionth fucking gold medal. But she doesn't swim better. No, in swimming.
Oh, no.
In swimming. I forget her fucking name. Katie Ledecky. She does not swim better than Katie Ledecky. And I don't. If I say she makes you mad, I don't give a fuck about the trans swimmer. But she does not swim better than Katie Ledecky. If you look up swimming records for distances or whatever, look up all the fucking world records. I'm pretty sure it's Leah Thompson. I gotta make sure that's the right name. But Leah Thompson is not on that record. You know who's in the top fucking 15? Katie Ledecky.
Well, I'm trying to find because the the person who brought this really to light, or I guess started the accusation, was somebody she was fighting against, because this her opponent had said that
Sorry.
she's never been hit so
Real quick,
hard.
it's Leah Thomas. That's her name.
Okay.
Leah Thomas.
Oh,
Yeah, so
college player.
Khalif, she was fighting against somebody, and the woman she forfeited. Like she said like she can't go on anymore because she said she had never been hit so hard by anybody in her life, and she was the one that kind of started to accuse Khalif of possibly being a man, and then that's when I heard about the whole high testosterone and this and that, and then like the internet kind of started to run with it. But then it kind of started to go the other way, where people were like, "Oh no, she's from this country where like trans people are basically murdered, and like it's illegal for you to transition or even be gay in this country." And then like I got to see like pictures of her like not in the ring. I'm like, okay, yeah, she's definitely a girl, or she's definitely a woman. She's a female, but then like she's got kids, she's married. Like I got to see that side of her. I was like, okay, then what the hell? This woman just basically got mad because she got hit too hard, and she decided to drop out.
Yeah, that's like you quit, and then like the organization. This is what the controversy was: is that the organization that disqualified Imani Khalif was not the Olympics. It was from an organization that has. Hold on, I gotta put this thing right because I don't want to give misinformation out there, but it is from a boxing organization, but they did not provide how they confirmed that she was not a woman. And they said that she had XY chromosomes, but like I said before, that doesn't always mean that you're not a woman. Like it doesn't. So, and I understand that this is like
I want to not cut you off, but I want to chime in. Or actually, I should ask.
Even if it was true,
did you watch the Olympic Committee, their broadcast about her?
No, I didn't.
Literally, so I watched it. It's on YouTube. So the Olympic Committee had a press junket for this particular boxer, and they literally came out and said this person was born female, was raised female, and competed as female. He told one of the reporters flat out, like, this is not a trans case. It is not a man versus a woman. This is just this is a woman versus woman. This is a biological female versus another biological female. I think he answered maybe one or two questions, but he literally came out. This was a fair case or whatnot. He said there's too much, I guess, negative press or like social media was running away with this, like saying that we got this wrong, or no, we did this right. He did not talk about the organization that previously disqualified her, and it wasn't just her; it was her and another boxer. But the Olympic Committee, you can rewatch this. It's like it's a 2-minute like interview. They literally tried to come out just to set the record straight because social media went ablaze with her being trans, and like no, and he talks about her being from Algeria, but he implies that her being trans was basically not allowed in her country. He doesn't say it outright, but he just says that he just points out that she's from this country, and like basically that wouldn't fly, like with her being trans. So
yeah, so the Italian boxer's name is Angela Carini. She's the one that like bowed out at 46 seconds in.
Yeah, but then there was like also some backstory where she was crying because she told her dad that she was gonna make it all the way and all this stuff. Like she really came up with this. Basically, I don't want to say white girl tears, but
I mean, it's
she came with this sad story to kind of make it seem that made it even worse in my eyes. It made it really make Khalif look like a villain.
So yeah, people ate that shit up, and so including Elon Musk,
the Three Musketeers.
Yeah, Elon Musk talked a lot of shit about her. So did J.K. Rowling. Talked a lot of shit about her, and so did former President Trump. And Imani decided to sue J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk, and I hope that she sues Donald Trump too, because he's out here talking about how she's a man and all this shit, and it's just like she's not a man. So, and I can say that pretty definitively because I believe the Olympics. So, not some random fucking boxing organization that has sort of shady fucking dealings. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this is kind of like the Shakari Richardson kind of case. Not in the fact that she was testing all this stuff about being a woman, in the fact that where she was disqualified 4 years ago, and her training and winning like outside the Olympics, everyone's like she's gonna dominate, and she raced against the Jamaican team, and she got smoked. She literally got smoked.
Yeah.
People were just like all hyped up about her winning, but then the fact that she didn't, they all like kind of lost faith. It's like, dude, there are other high level people around the fucking world that are competing. That's the whole point of the fucking Olympics. And the fact that somebody else lost to someone that was, either faster, stronger,
Well,
jumped higher, whatever.
the Shakari Richardson thing was like, the whole story about that?
Yeah,
Or
I
why
know
she
the whole
lost?
story about that, but
Well, probably why
I'm
she lost.
specifically talking about her coming to the Olympics and literally losing in the races she said she was going to win. And she went up against 3 different Jamaican runners that she had trouble with in the semis, in the quarterfinals.
Are you talking about last year or I'm sorry, last
This
Olympics or this
year,
one? Yeah,
this
so
year.
there's a backstory there. But yeah, I mean you can lose in any event.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
even if you're elite in your own country,
Yeah.
you can still go on the world stage and fucking lose either gracefully or very, very ungracefully. So it is
yeah,
what it is.
this is honestly one of the reasons why I internally I was like, I'm gonna stop commenting anywhere near negatively towards any trans people, is because I don't fucking know who's trans or not. And I honestly I don't want to fucking know. Like if you tell me like this is what you want to be called, like I don't okay, like I'll do that. I don't really care. Like I care about like I guess I hate using the word respect because that means admiration, but I believe in being respectful to people. That's a better word. Being respectful. So if that's what you want to be called, I'll be respectful to you and call you that. I don't need to question like who you are as a person, especially when it comes down to a name, especially in a society where our titles can change depending on your education level. Like people call doctors doctors, right, for a fucking reason. And people change their names all the goddamn time. Like when a woman gets married, she changes her name, or even when a man gets married, sometimes they change their names too. Like nobody has a problem with this outside of certain things, but all of a sudden, if a person becomes trans, folks want to get mad. And about what? Like, what is the fucking point of getting mad about these things? And I want to be clear that Amani is not trans, but I still want to talk about the overall like respect that people don't give trans people, and it's fucked up. And I hope that this like highlights that.
And to kind of piggyback on the whole trans thing is that like I definitely gonna respect you with for trans people who get like decided to go with a new name. But there's also a little bit of give and take. So if I grew up with you all my life, calling you one name, and if I slip up and call you that name by mistake, like you can't hold it against me. It's just it's two different people now. Like my brain's gotta like figure out like your new name is this and not this anymore.
I mean, you gotta adjust, but it's the same thing with like when somebody gets like I said, when somebody gets married, they have a different last name. Like, like you just you can adjust. So,
like especially for this podcast, like we all gonna go by our regular names, and we'll slip up.
Yeah, all the time.
I mean, I guess we still go by those names though, like outside off the podcast, but. I mean, it took a while before we finally stopped doing it. And like even with myself, I call myself by my real name every now and then.
Almost every cast video.
That you do, Brian. That you do.
Oh man, that's fucking.
I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know if that joke will land on the listeners, but yeah.
Before you switch gear, I mean, it's not on the list, but I just want to talk about I I think it was China. China's diver. I've never seen this in my life other than like in the movies. This girl dove into the water and barely made a splash. Like it's
Oh, I did see that. I think she had a portal
dude,
gun.
yeah, something
Yeah.
because it was. Do you remember that movie, Coneheads? Because
Yeah.
like the youngest daughter, she was on the swim team and she like dove into the water. It was like bloop, and
Was
like
it
she barely had a splash.
was it a
It
guy
was
or a
almost like
girl?
that.
I saw one. I thought it was a guy who like literally he got a perfect score.
No, it was
Was
well.
it a
What I
girl?
saw was a girl. Yeah, it
Okay,
was a
I could have
girl.
been wrong. Okay.
Hope, think so. Yeah, she was wearing like a full body thing. So yeah, it was a girl. But yeah, she dove into the water. There was no splash. I was like, what the? Is that even possible? Like my brain just couldn't compute it. But then again, she was like, I don't know, she was small. She was real tiny. So it kind of does make sense at the end of the day. But yeah, she got a perfect score of tens across the board, which was really cool.
Well, let's. Oh
Hmm.
nope, it's not coming up. Well, that is China. I'm
You're,
trying to find it.
oh, oh.
I'm not. It's not coming up right away. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I saw what you were talking about, and yeah, it was just like I don't even know what the fuck this person did to like displace water, but
Yeah.
goddamn, and also do like fucking a gajillion flips. So yeah,
Hmm. All right, y'all want to move on, or it's getting kind of late? There's some other stuff you want to talk about because there's still stuff we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about Jordan Childs.
yes, we did not talk about Jordan Childs, which I would like to. Do you guys know about this whole story?
I know bits and pieces of it. I haven't been following it too
I know about the
closely.
whole story. It's the where she came in fifth, right?
Yes, she came in fifth.
Okay, yeah. I know the full story.
Yeah, so you want
It's fucked up.
you want me to take the lead here?
Yeah, sure. So Jordan Childs, she's one of the gymnasts for hopefully I'm telling the right story. She's one of the gymnasts for the USA. Well no, she's not USA, right? Is she another country?
She's from the U.S. Yes.
Okay, US. And she placed in fifth place. She had a score
Sorry
of
for the individual floor routine.
individual floor routine, correct. Yeah, she placed fifth and her time was or her score was like a 7.7000 basically. And um she went to the judges to contest her score, saying that one of the moves she made was a bit more difficult than they gave her points for. So they raised her score to 7.6666, which put her in third place, which bumped another athlete from third into fourth.
Technically two, but yeah.
Technically two people. But yeah, so they gave her the bronze. She qualified for bronze, and so it was her,
Simone
the
Biles.
goat. Yeah, the goat of
He
Olympics.
said the goat.
She is the goat, and another black girl from
Brazil.
So it was the first time 3 black girls won all 3 medals, and it was like a big thing. Well, the one of the coaches from one of the coaches from the girls from that got bumped down to fourth place contested that when Jordan went to contest her score, that it was past a certain time frame. So apparently, like you have like 1 minute to like contest your score before like it's all sticks.
So yes, but I want to give some caveats. Blue.
Sure, go ahead.
So when it comes to the 1 minute thing, it's only 1 minute because Jordan Childs was the last person. So if Jordan Childs was not the last person, she would have been given enough time until the next person started their routine. So that's usually between 1 to 5 minutes. But because she was the last person, she only got a minute to contest it, and she only missed it by what they were saying was 4 seconds.
4 seconds. 4 fucking seconds. And so the committee was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Until they stripped her of her bronze. But Jordan went back to contest it again and had like video footage of her contesting her score with like at the 46-second mark. But because of it already been turned over already, they decided just to not give it back to her. Like they were like, well, there's no other proof. Like we're just going to stick with our second, I guess, our second response to her score or whatever. But yeah, so they stripped her of her medal, and then like they didn't give her a chance or anything. Just like, hey, tough tits, basically.
Yeah. Okay. So I want to give some other context about Anna Barbosu. Is that she originally asked that that all three of them be given the bronze, because it was like, because she bumped down 2 people,
Yeah,
and
and
so
their scores were the same, right? Like, wasn't
yes,
it
they
like
were the same. So she asked that Jordan Childs, as well as the other 2 contestants, which are both from Romania, be given the bronze medal. And yeah, the for some reason the committee, which they're saying now that the person that was like the head of that committee was from Romania or something like that. So it's like it's
oh
kind of a conflict of interest. But yeah, I mean, the judges were wrong to begin with, and Jordan Childs should have been given the correct score the first time. And the fact that she missed it by 4 seconds is almost irrelevant. But if they have video evidence, it's definitely irrelevant. That being 4 seconds late, it really shouldn't matter. And people are just like, they're so mad about it because they're saying now that, oh, the Olympics just wanted, three black three black girls on the podium. Just like, I mean, no, but they were the obvious winners. And now they're going back and like they're giving it to her. It's like it's all fucked up. But there is another. God damn, I had this all fucking written down. I forgot what the fuck it was called now. But there is another medal that I suggest that actually talk for. Give me 30
oh
seconds,
yeah,
okay?
I remember you talking about that.
Give me 30
I
seconds.
guess I know. Yeah,
Uh,
well, Crohn's look it up. There was an athlete who was it was a runner. I mean, he's gonna look this up, but there was a runner who was attacked while basically they were in first place. Somebody from the crowd ran out, attacked this person, like kind of held them down on the ground, and then like other people came over and helped get this lunatic off of them, and they're able to return to the race, but they end up coming in 4th place, which
mhm.
they went from 1st place to 4th place, which is still amazing for that. They were like get their pace back, but they were awarded a different type of medal,
Yeah, so
which is
it's called the Pierre de Jesus Christ, this is fucking French. Um Colbert Colbertin. He was like one of the first like originators of the Olympics, so like the modern Olympics. And it's basically the spirit of the Olympics. It's like the spirit of competition. It is a medal that is it's a special medal and it looks gold. It looks dope. And it was given to the last guy that he was talking about. He was from, was it Brazil? I want to say. I'm trying to look it up. I think it was like 20. Oh shit! I mean, someone else got it. What the fuck, from Portugal?
this year.
Yeah. Someone else got it from this year. It's a very rare medal. The forced Portuguese guy to get it. I want to go to. I think it was 2008 ish. God damn it! It doesn't matter. But yeah, the thing that Blue was talking about. See, I did it. I fucked up his name. Um. Oh, it's 2024. It was Vanderlei de Lima, and it's during a marathon. So, yeah, they're giving out every now and again for people that have the spirit of the Olympics. And I think that if Jordan Childs needs to give back her bronze medal, if they want to, in my eyes, they're cheating her out of it. But if she gives it back, I mean, she's gonna have to give it back. And I think if she does give it back, or when she does give it back, they need to give her this fucking medal. Because I think she's earned it, because she definitely earned a medal. And the Olympics messed up. It's the Olympics, and the way they scored her to begin with was messed up. So please fix it. Oh, the guy who got it this year I remember he was not an Olympian. It was something to do with like organizing the Olympics. So yeah, he wasn't an athlete.
So I wanted to look up and see how much. So for the Olympics, there's the bronze, silver, and gold, and I saw somewhere what percentage of the medals have that actual material, and I was really shocked about the gold medal, which I'm pretty sure it's been like this for a while now, but I think it had like something like 2 grams of gold to like 100 and something grams of silver. Like it's more silver than it is gold.
Yeah, I
Basically, it's
mean,
basically just silver with gold plating.
yeah, that's normal.
But then something else I saw is that some of the metal that's used in the metal is scrap metal from the actual Eiffel Tower when
That's
it
kind of
was constructed, or that when
honestly,
it's I guess times has been repaired over the years.
that's pretty cool. Honestly,
That right there is pretty dope.
yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like it's 6 grams of gold and 500 grams of silver
Mm.
is what's inside of a gold medal.
So as these times draw later and later, I can understand why it's like that. Because if just as you were talking about Blue, if someone can hold a runner, because I actually seen part of this footage, I think
I watched it
years
live.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he like choke holds the runner and tries to pull him over the banner, and like it takes people to let him pull him off of him before he can run back again. And it's fucked up because imagine, even though there's security, I'm pretty sure if someone really, really, really wanted to get at one of these athletes that has a full gold medal that's like 100% gold at at even like, I don't know, several grams maybe. Well, you see how big the disc? It's like a disc. It's like the size of a CD, and it's like a good like maybe couple centimeters thick. Maybe if that's all solid
Get you with
gold.
centimeters. Goddamn.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
international,
because I
bro.
watched. Yeah, I
You
went
mean inches?
international on it.
You un-American fuck.
No, centimeters. God dang it. Anyway, if anybody really wanted to get that gold, silver, or even the bronze, they could go and pull a Tanya Harding on somebody, get them kneecaps, and pull out that medal, snip, snip,
But
and run off and go pawn that shit
so the crazy thing about
or
that
melt it down.
about the marathon runner, it was actually the person who grabbed him was a defrocked priest, and he was trying to tell him about, I think it was about Jesus or getting saved or some shit. He just wanted to have a
What?
conversation.
In
So
the middle of the. Oh,
yeah,
wow, he must have been drunk. he
yeah.
must
So
have been drunk. You
yeah,
smashed him up.
the guy was he was 25 seconds ahead of his competition, and I think it was like the
Damn,
last mile, and
that's
he
a huge lead.
yeah, and
That's
he ended up
huge.
getting a bronze, but then they gave him like the special medal. So
That's fucked up.
hopefully I taught you guys something new about a cool new medal that, because there's 4 medals for the Olympics, and that's one of them.
Yeah. It's like a crazy spirit award as like I think a lot of high schools kind of do that. The spirit award. Like you do all this work, and you don't get recognitions, and someone's like, "Hey, I think they deserve something for their work." Either they couldn't do it because they broke a leg or some shit, or they couldn't be there, or they got really sick, or whatever happens. Family member died, and then they bow out. Like I've seen them like, "Hey, we got this far with you, but you didn't get to make it to for whatever reason. We're gonna give you this award." You
Yeah,
know, I've seen that.
it's the Child U Special Award. Um,
Hmm.
did y'all? I gotta talk about this for a second because I'm pretty sure you don't listen to metal, but
Not a
Gojira,
whole lot.
yeah, Gojira was in the opening ceremony.
I mean,
Um,
I do listen to metal when I can, but I don't. I didn't know who they were, and because during the opening ceremony, I didn't have the sound.
oh, so
So,
it was kind of hilarious. So I was the day of the opening ceremony. I was going to physical therapy, and I was talking to my therapist about like, because she was asking me like about the opening ceremony, and I was like, oh, I'm looking forward to seeing like Gojira. And she was like, "Who's that?" And I was just like, "Because she's younger than me. I don't know by how much, but I'm pretty sure it's by at least 15 fucking years."
did you say, "Bitch, it's Godzilla"?
No, no. But anyway, like
Damn.
I was saying, like yeah, Gojira was supposed to play like during the Olympics. And I was like, I'm looking forward to it. And so she's like doing her thing on like I think it's on my shoulder, and they came on, and she was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "That's Gojira." And she was like, "Are they like a big band?" And I was like, if you're a metalhead, yeah, but if not, no." So it was so cool to like see them like play. But I'm also like, if you didn't know who the fuck they were, it was like basically the metal band that played like right before like the woman that's holding her own head, and like all like the red streamers in the sky and shit. And you had like this rock band playing like on a balcony, like on different balconies. They're very French. Obviously, it's a French metal band that I've been listening to for a bit. So I thought it was cool to like see them do their thing. So yeah,
Right on.
I definitely
Uh,
enjoyed that.
so when I was at work when they were on, and there's people around me. They're, oh my god, they couldn't believe that Gojira was performing. But
Yeah,
oh my god, they got Gojira. I'm like, what? Because I knew who. I didn't understand. Like I'm like, Gojira, so Godzilla's gonna be there. Like I didn't know it was a
yeah,
fucking band. I'm
yeah,
like, what the fuck? And then like they pointed out, and I couldn't have the sound up where I was. And I was like, oh shit, oh they look like they're putting a pretty good show. And then they were really happy that they even got to see them, and they were playing for the entire world to see. So I'm like, hey, that's cool for them. You know, I'm
yeah,
not a huge fan of like I mean I've listened to certain super metal, like Lamb of God and some of these other bands, but not. I'm not super deep into it, but I appreciate what I've listened to. Shout out to Cindy Lou for help, and your boy Nate for introducing me to a lot more metal than I thought. So
Yeah,
there
man,
you go.
I love the genre, and also I thought it was really cool of like how like I'll just say it how gay parts of the French opening ceremony was. I think it made a lot of folks in
Oh,
America uncomfortable, and I'm
they
like,
were super mad.
yeah, I'm like
Well, you see,
do your
so
thing.
Candace Cameron Burr or whatever her last name is, she went off, and like everybody else. So like she went off about how disappointed she was. I'm like, dude, this isn't in America. Like, why are you mad? Like the French people are different, way different. Like, like if you don't know who James Baldwin is, that's why he went to fucking Paris. So
Yeah, they can.
yeah, and y'all tripping out. Like, my dude, y'all need to understand. Like, being gay, being gay is not gonna go away. Like, y'all people keep thinking some kind of pill or something's gonna make this shit go away. Y'all just want them to pipe down, like you want the black folks back in the 50s.
Yeah, they can. They can all die mad, as far as I'm concerned.
They were all mad.
Uh,
They were super mad. So I'm disappointed they did this. So I kind of get some dude's nuts fell out. I don't know if that was on
I don't give
purpose.
a shit.
Maybe.
I didn't look at his nuts.
Yeah, I'm not looking at his nuts. So the thing is, people pointed it out, and I saw it in stills. People want to blatantly, like, literally, they put it in still, and they circle in fucking red or
Yeah,
black.
that's what I saw too.
These nuts. I'm like, dude, if I had watched this live, I would never have seen that shit. So I'm
No,
not looking at
because
watch.
I'm pretty sure I actually saw that part and I didn't really notice, but I don't really give a shit. I think they're the whole thing about like the menage a trois, thought that was hilarious, like in like the theme of like the thing, and like they had like the Assassin's Creed runner running everywhere, like going through scenes
Oh,
and shit. Like I thought it was
I
yeah,
heard
super
about
French.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
So,
honestly, hold on real quick.
yeah.
Like it's not nobody's gonna beat the China Olympics that was like back in like I want to say 2008. Like that was like the pinnacle for the
Oh, yeah.
Olympic opening ceremonies for me. But I also do appreciate the fact that all these Olympics, they are so culturally relevant to that country. And so if I don't happen to like it, like not that I don't like it, maybe I just don't understand it. I think I'll put it that way. But I don't really give a shit. Like it was very French, and that's what I would expect for
Yeah,
being based in fucking Paris. So like they're just different from you. Like you don't live in fucking Paris. Like why are you mad about this?
exactly. What do I mean, y'all can write a very strongly worded letter to their president or whatever. He's probably not going to read
You
it.
ain't gonna read it.
Or you can post on
The
X.
prime
He's probably not
minister.
going to read
Yeah.
that. He's not going to give a fuck. It's his city.
You want to know
They
why?
probably
Because you're writing in English and he's fucking French. You asshole.
that too. I mean, maybe someone will figure out Google Translate, but it is what it is. Can we just really talk about the U.S. ambassador that was all over the fucking Olympics that everyone knew because he's worldwide? And that's
Oh
fucking
yes.
Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was basically our fucking ambassador at the Olympics. He was fucking everywhere, every event. I saw him. He was dressed.
I
He
hope
was
it. I
dressed
hope
for
it
the.
had condoms, bro. I'm just saying.
he had. He was dressed for like the occasion. Like it was fucking crazy. Everybody wanted to take pictures with him. Everyone wanted to dance with him. Everyone was like all about it. It was very crazy that he's in France and everybody knew who the fuck he was. And I'm like, I forgot Snoop and Dre and pretty much a lot of West Coast fucking rap. It's fucking international. Hip hop is international. Let's get that right. But just seeing Snoop Dogg being a fucking megastar out during the Olympics was fucking wild to me. He was everywhere.
You
It
know
was
what's funny? So like in one of like the various black groups that I'm in, somebody was talking about how Snoop Dogg is one of the best rappers of all time, and I was like, no, Snoop Dogg is not even in my fucking top 10 of rappers, best rappers of all time. He is very entertaining, yes,
mm-hmm.
but as far as like his lyricism, I mean, no. But I think that he is appealing. And I'm not. This is not in a denigrating way to Snoop Dogg. He is very appealing for some reason to white people, and I think that that's why. And they're just like, oh, he's at the French Olympics. Oh my god, this guy's fucking dope. But he's not the best rapper on the planet. So, and he hasn't even like dropped a really decent rap song in a long time either. But I appreciate him as like a person. Like seriously, like his brand is dope. his entertainment as being a rapper is dope. Like, I mean, Gin and Juice, fucking Dre Day, like he has like, yes, he has like a back catalog, but you can't tell me he stands up to like a Nas or a Kendrick Lamar or I don't know, like I don't want to say Jay-Z, but I mean he would have to be up there.
Yeah, I mean, Jay-Z's a billionaire for a
But
reason.
that's just money though. Like I don't his the reason why he's a billionaire is not because of his rap
Hey,
skills. The reason why
the
he's a
game
billionaire is
got
because
that kind of money.
yeah.
DJ Quick ain't got that kind of money.
No, but I mean,
So
it's because Jay Z is he's a capitalist. He's not. It wasn't his rap skills. It was his ability to exploit people.
okay,
So
damn,
I'm gonna be honest.
calling him a
Hot takes.
colonizer.
Hot takes from Cronus about rap
Yeah,
people.
he calling him a colonizer.
Yeah.
Damn.
If you want to, I got to rewind the tape. I respect Snoop Dogg 1,000 times more than I respect Jay Z.
Okay, I can. I feel like that's an East Coast West Coast thing, but it is what it is. I mean, I guess being from Cali as well, I 100% respect Snoop Dogg, but that's because I grew up with Snoop Dogg, or I was. I don't want to say I grew up with him, because I heard it old as fuck. But still, I heard more Snoop Dogg than I heard Jay Z. I didn't hear Jay Z until like way later, like till like the early 2000s. I guess he was
Uh,
around in the 90s. I didn't
yeah,
fucking know.
I heard him in the 90s, but I think it's because like when I
I
first started
didn't.
hearing Jay Z, I joined the Marine Corps, so I was like 98.
Yeah, see,
Oh
I
God,
didn't
hold
hear
on.
him until like 2000, 2001.
Can I pause the podcast for a second? King Arthur is giving like his hot take on his top five in no order. He didn't say no order, but I'm just gonna say no order because I don't know what his order is. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, LL Cool J, Chuck D, and Ghostface are his top five. King Arthur's also telling on himself how old he is, but it's all good. I'm all here for it because you know what? The new LL Cool J shit is actually still good. Like he has maybe a new album coming out. He at least had a couple of new songs that came out, and there he's still legit. Like honestly, like his lyricism is still right there. So yeah, I put LL Cool J up there, top 10.
So it's hella funny. So I have a quick fucking uh, Ghostface story. So it was probably the second to last music festival. It was an EDM. Oh, they call it like it was house music before it was labeled EDM, but it was like a house. No, it wasn't house. It was Project Revolution. My bad. Project Revolution. Ghostface was on a stage out in the parking lot because it was like multi stages at this big ass venue here in the Bay, and I had this shirt on that says "Show me your tits," and I climbed up this fucking pole, and Ghostface was yelling to the crowd, "Hey, where the titties at? Where the titties at?" And
Show your titties.
he sees me with the shirt, and he's like, "He got the shirt!" And the whole fucking crowd turns around and looks at me. I'm like, "Oh, I'm all fucking yeah!" He's like, "Yeah, he got the shirt. Where the titties at?" The man's telling you he's got the shirt. Where the titties at? It was fucking
But did you show him
hilarious.
your titties though? I'm just
No, I'm not.
saying.
No,
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure. No. So I
Yeah.
had to keep my arm on the pole so I didn't fall over and fucking crush myself or someone else. So no. But that's my little Ghostface killer fucking story. Fucking crazy, but it's funny. I can respect this, but that's not my top five. But I respect King Arthur's. He's got some. Yeah, he's telling his age, but he's got some heavy hitters on this motherfucker.
Yeah, for real. People that people forgot about.
Mm.
So yeah, and some of them are
S-
like all of them. Obviously, they're still alive. They still do their thing. But
yeah, yeah, especially Ella. Ella's a fucking TV movie star now. He's on fucking NCIS.
yeah,
So
honestly, I blame the rap game's current state to kind of like two people at this point. Even though like right now it's changing because of Kendrick, thank goodness. But I blame it on Drake, who I never considered an actual rap star, and
mm.
Lil Wayne with his mumble rap bullshit. Because Lil
Yeah,
Wayne used
but
to be a great lyricist, and
yeah, I was about
then
to say because Lil Wayne can actually freestyle.
he
Drake can't
can.
fucking freestyle.
No, he can't. But like Lil Wayne over the years though, like he just mumbles now, and it's
Mm.
terrible. And then Drake just like he has no substance to his music. Um, I how do I put this? I don't gotta put it respectfully. I'm just he's a person that makes kind of bland shit that you can bob your head to and like maybe like parts of
You're
your
up
life
here.
that you went through. Like it's not. There's no introspection there, or maybe like I was sad from a breakup. Maybe that's like the deepest you're gonna get. But like everybody goes through that fucking kind of shit.
Did you just fucking listen to Most Def again and just try to like re fucking
No, I mean
re fucking because
I
that's
listened to that
literally
shit a
what
while
Most
ago.
Def
Yeah, he's to put it in most Def's words, it's shopping music, and that's
does.
what he
He
has.
says
It's
for
shopping music.
Target music. He's
Yeah,
called Target music.
like you go through Target and you hear a Drake song, you're like, yeah, this belongs here. I'm gonna buy something.
That's
You
all
know,
bad. That's all bad.
and
But it's funny at the same time.
but it's true though. You know, and I think Kendrick really exposed him of like not knowing black culture. You know, because he doesn't understand at least African American culture. When I say black culture, I mean
Yeah.
African American culture. He doesn't understand that at
Well,
all. But he's a
yeah, he's Canadian.
but
They don't. It's not the same.
and he's a culture vulture. I mean, like
Yeah.
he came down here and he stole styles. Like listen to like the old Drake, like back when he was like a kid. Listen to the way that he talked. Okay, and then saw when he started like meeting Lil Wayne and Future and going down to Atlanta and like see like how his whole verbiage changed. He used to say the N word with the hard R a lot, and he didn't understand that was like not the way you're supposed to say it. That's why Kendrick said, you know, I don't even like the way you say, you know, the N word. And it's
Yeah,
just
the
like,
N word. He says maybe that's just me, but I'm
yeah,
with the culture feeling.
yeah, that's the culture. I think that a lot of women, and I'm not trying to disparage women, but I think like a lot of women, probably a lot of white women, really like Drake's stuff. But it's like it's not substantive. You know, it's like
Oh,
like it's just
oh.
fucking bullshit.
So you don't watch Insecure, huh? I think Prodigy does, because there's a part where Issa Rae and like one of the co-stars, shit, I can't remember his name, but he tried to make fun of her about Drake, about how she loves Drake, and he's like, well, Drake really understands us. She's talking about black
Uh,
women. He's like, Drake really gets us. He understands us. I'm like, I guess, but he's talking shit about Drake. It's fucking so funny to me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like you can, it's like there's a clip of this. I think it's on HBO that's like promoting the show. You can watch like little clips and shit. And I remember watching that clip a few times. I was like, what the fuck? It's because he clowns the shit out of Drake. And she's like, no, Drake really gets us. Like he understands us. Like he knows how to talk. Like he knows how to hit their like strings, like their little heartstrings. I was like, what the
yeah,
fuck? Watch
he
it.
definitely found his lane, I guess, but he's not a good dude. So
So
anyway,
I mean, someone pointed out that if you were Canadian, you would probably say Drake is the best rapper right now.
from Canada,
And I'm just
sure.
like, yeah, if you're Canadian,
Yeah,
you're probably gonna
I
say
could
that,
say
especially if you're Toronto.
unequivocally, he's the best Canada rapper right now. Oh, I'm sorry, the best Canadian rapper right now. 100%.
What other fucking Canadian rapper is there? Is Logic? I don't even think Logic's from Canada.
I don't I don't listen to Logic, so yeah.
Apparently, he's got some good stuff. Him and I've listened to the other guy. Who's the guy with the curly hair fro? He's got the
The
TV
curly
show
hair
on.
fro.
Yeah, he's got the little fro. Lil Dicky. Lil Dicky.
Oh,
I don't think he's Canadian
he was funny though.
either. Yeah,
Yeah,
see, but people like him, and he's a rapper.
but he's not. They're not on Drake's level. Like they're not getting Drake's level of stuff. Anyway, we started talking shit
Okay.
about Drake, and our fucking numbers just tanked.
Oh
All
well. Welcome.
right.
We
What time is
like
it? Oh shit!
blue in
It's
the
almost 11
process.
o'clock. Fuck. All right. There's other
Yep.
stuff I want to talk about, but it's getting too late.
All right.
Oh,
What you got going? Go ahead.
oh, this weekend. So my
Mhm.
birthday is on Saturday.
There you
Aug-
go.
so August 17th is my birthday. I'm turning, holy Jesus, 45. I woke up a couple weeks ago, existential dread of like half my life is probably done. That was a lot. So yeah, enjoy that.
Damn.
Think about that as you will. But I'm looking forward to hanging out with Mishka again. Like I said at the beginning of the podcast, we have not had our joint birthday party for 5 goddamn years, and so we're bringing it back down here in San Diego. I'm looking forward to hanging out with
Mhm.
people. I'm gonna give some invites to people that are down here to hang out with me, kind of short notice, but because we're gonna have dinner and then we're gonna go out to like have drinks. So If you can make it out, please do, because I have not been as social as I probably should be. Being single, quite strange for me at this point. Um, the Rick and Morty anime drops tomorrow, so don't forget to watch it. I think like the first two drop tomorrow.
I think it drops. I think it drops at midnight tonight.
Okay.
I
Which
saw
is
some. I
which
saw some
midnight
reports.
tonight is tomorrow, Ninja. Thank you, you fucking scholar.
Sure, I'm here to help.
Uh,
There you go.
real quick, last thing I want to talk about is something that kind of made my day, other than seeing my daughter. Is that there's a kid that I convinced to do a kettlebell challenge with me. Who is they don't have nicknames on the podcast, but somebody that we both know. Um,
I know who he is.
you know what I'm talking about? Okay. So yeah, so
Yeah, I know. You.
I convinced this teenage kid to do the 100 kettlebell challenge a day with me for 2 weeks. I probably should have said a month, but he's a teenager, so I just said 2 weeks. And so I've been having so much fun, like editing videos and sending them to him, and him sending me videos and enjoying it. And apparently his dad started doing kettlebell swings now too, and he was
Oh,
like,
good.
yeah, and he was like, oh,
I know who his daddy is.
yeah, he was talking about, oh, I'm so fucking sore after doing like 50, blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But now he's like, he's not as sore anymore, and that was cool. And I upped my weight significantly during the challenge, so it's like hard for me to do now, but I'm having so much fun doing it. And
Hold on. I gotta stop you. So I've seen your kettlebell fucking thing.
yeah,
You had a loose one, and you had one on a fucking pole,
oh,
like
the
a
steel
stick or
mace.
some shit.
Yeah, it's a steel mace. That's
Yeah,
different.
yeah. I was like, what the fuck? Those things are like one of them was 50 pounds. Easy.
It wasn't 50. It depends on how you hold it, but yeah.
Okay, maybe it was that because the one on the stick was probably like 20 to 25, but the stick itself had weight too.
Well, you're
So
talking
I was
about
like, oh, shit.
the one that's on like the wooden pole.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
on
the
yeah,
wooden
yeah,
one,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
heavy. I think that's like 35, maybe 40
Okay,
pounds.
yeah, I remember picking that bad bitch up. I'm like, dude, this is
Yeah.
actually pretty fucking heavy.
It's because the
And
weight's
the
all on
wood
one end.
itself was heavy.
Yeah, because the weight's all on one end. But I have some kettlebells. I have two that are 72 pounds. So,
There you go.
but right now I'm doing 100 kettlebell swings a day, all in a row, that at 54 pounds. So, yeah, it's like that's actually a lot doing 100 in a row. So, anyway, having fun with that. So they kind of made my day because yesterday for me was kind of dark. So yeah.
Mm. Well, it's always darkest before the dawn, as they say. Yeah. As for me, I got some life changing shit happening in a couple of days, so I'm trying to adjust for that.
You want a baby?
Probably no. Well, I hope not.
A face hugger.
No, some other life changing shit's happening. But it's just an adjustment that I gotta adjust to and figure out some shit. Probably. So I've been kind of a little bit distracted tonight because it looks like I'm supposed to go to Napa. I think next week. I guess to spend the week up there.
Nice.
So there's some friends coming into town. It's another birthday. We'll be celebrating. So I guess we're supposed to. They want to spend the night up there. I think I'm just gonna spend the day. We're going to Russian River,
Oh, okay.
and what I've been trying to do. Well, we'll be at Russian River at one point, but we'll be in Napa like during the day. I think at night Russian River. What I'm trying to get, because they're selling it, I guess until the end of the year, is Pliny for President.
Yep, I was
Because
gonna mention
Cronus
that.
brought
Yeah.
me, yeah, Cronus brought me some. It was fucking delicious, and I don't even like fucking beer that much, even though I drink it from time to time. But Pliny for President was really fucking good. Like, I'm gonna try to get me. I think the same thing you got. I think you got a case. You had a case of like 6 or some shit.
Yeah, so they're not gonna sell you probably the cans. They're gonna sell the cans again. So I missed like the first two drops. The next drop is in
Okay.
October. So I remember like
Okay, that's
I
yeah. 'cause it's
remember
not
giving
available
you
right now.
I remember giving you the cans because it was during the pandemic, and I had to
Yeah,
like drop them
100%.
off at like your house and then like leave.
Yep. Yep, and the glass. I have the glass.
Yeah.
I saw my glass. This is Black Potato Hole. So apparently, they're doing bottles for that now.
Yeah.
So they added that, I guess, this year. So they're doing both the cans and the bottles. But I want to order the cans for like me and my cousin because I know he'd really enjoy it.
You
I
have to wait.
think it's on tap.
Wait until October to get the cans.
Yeah, I gotta wait until October. So they didn't say exactly a date, but I'm trying to get me some. I want to order some, but they got some other shit on tap. Obviously, the pig one.
Blind
uh,
pig. Yeah.
Yeah, Blind Pig's another one. They do have Pliny the Elder. Not a huge fan. It's just whatever to me. They got some other ones that's some limited time beers, but they have a shit ton of Pliny the for President merch, and the
Yeah.
hat was really fucking nice. I'm probably gonna get the fucking hat. So that's within the next 2 weeks. Got a lot of shit fucking going on, like personal wise. So I'm trying to get get my more of my shit together. Yeah, and it's still hot up in the NorCal, but it's gonna start getting cooler apparently, like really quickly. So
No, it's not.
we'll
Oh,
see.
Ninja, you can burn in hell. I'm just saying.
I hope not, but
I'm just kidding.
we'll see.
I'll get
Oh,
school
still
up there.
playing the yeah, still playing the first footer. I'm actually probably gonna start playing some of these other games. Wild Hearts or the one with
That's an old
it's
game.
the one that's huh?
That's an old game.
It's not. It came out like what, a year ago?
I think I got the wrong game. Oh, that's like the Monster Hunter clone thing, right?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a year ago. So it was like I came out with high reviews. It's on Game Pass now, and apparently it's coming to PlayStation Plus or whatever, or one of the tiers. It's coming to 2 tiers. Two of the PlayStation tiers. It'll be out on I think September 1st or something.
Oh, good.
So
The poors can play.
yeah,
I'm just kidding.
that's all
That could be
bad.
me soon. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's all bad. But so apparently we're talking about gaming on that, so you can join in too. Because I mean, I don't think. Did you already buy the game or no?
Which game?
Wild Hearts, you didn't buy that because you're not a
No,
huge
I'm not.
Monster
Yeah,
Hunter
I'm not a Monster
clone.
Hunter fan. No.
But apparently it's similar, but maybe better. According to B Boy, B Boy really likes it. He liked it better than Monster Hunter. So maybe, and if it's on PlayStation Plus or the 2 tiers, you might check it out. If you don't like it, just delete the shit. There you go. So there you go. Very good. We're getting into that. I guess there's a couple of games I'm going to want to get next week. I'll probably talk about Star Wars Outlaws, even though it won't be out by next podcast. But there's some controversy. Hopefully, Prodigy will be back because we've been talking about it back and forth. We talked about it a little bit last week, but he's got more shit he wants to throw at it. But we'll see.
All right. Take us out here, man.
All right. Even though Blue went to the ether somehow, but
His
you
internet
just
went out.
experienced. Oh, okay. Oh shit. Hopefully there's not a fucking fire or something. Anyway, you just experienced Black and Black Times Infinity, the dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere with BthanBTI. Anywhere you consume your podcasts, video or audio. It's BthanBTI. You can email us at bthanbti@gmail.com. We have a Discord server as well. Let us know. Email us. Let us know that you want to join. We'll maybe let you in, and especially if you've been in the chat, whatnot. Um, Check out our official website, bthanproductions.com/BTI, and we have. I don't. Is our someone said our Amazon app isn't up anymore? Do you know? I haven't checked.
I don't. I have to check. If it's not up, then we have to contact Mario. So yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. And so if so, we have an app on Amazon and whatnot. You can watch us, and they'll let you know when we go live and whatnot. So there you go. Oh, and we're also on Twitch. If you didn't know, we go live on YouTube and Twitch every Wednesday, 8:30 ish. 8:30 is the target, but probably not the start.
It's gonna be 8:40 ish for a
Yeah,
little bit. So yeah.
I don't want to say that because then we're gonna end up starting at 9. So like 8:30, just be prepared. 8:30 is live on YouTube. Just look us up, either Black and Black Times Infinity on YouTube or BthanBTI. We should come either way. And then also on Twitch, just BthanBTI will pop up definitely. There you go.
All right. We are out this bitch. Peace.